Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
What? Huh? I'm Kellic.
Flynn.
Zika.
Cecily.
Homa.
And I'm your DM, Seth. Welcome to Venture Forth. When last we left our heroes. As Everdawn approaches, the agents of repair made their final preparations under a moonless sky. Olma became acquainted with the gifts left to her by the Lady Alexandra, among which are her amulet and a prophecy left behind. You discussed the meaning of said prophecy, learned of its potential source thanks to a collection of ghost stories and strange tales recalled by Brim and Olma, used to scare novices at Oakengate. And eventually, you left the confines of your new house to head toward Oakengate. You met with Griff, one of the woodsmen in service to the town of Sunplume, started your 2-day trek toward the monastery through the strange, raging woods. In the confines of these woods, you discussed the spookiness of the forest in general, found some mushrooms, Seeker hitched a ride with Thessaly, and Olma became more acquainted with the enigmatic and curt Ranger Griff and learned of their tenuous past connections. And as you settled down for the evening beside the fire, Flynn and Brim had a conversation about power, choices, responsibility, and how there are worse things than death. But before the conversation could finish winding down, and each of them find their way to their beds, the fire was snuffed out. The cold became oppressive, and an eerie howl arose on the wind, as across the small pond where you find yourselves encamped for the evening, a pair of rolling clouds began rolling toward you all. And as you hear Flynn's voice and Brim's voice call out, all of you awaken in your tents. And I'm going to have you guys roll initiative. As I move you all over to the map where you can see...
What am I doing?
Exactly.
Rolling initiative.
New dice.
No, I know, but I'm...
New dice.
New dice.
New dice.
Love that. Love
New
that.
dice, who dis?
Do we love them?
It was cocked. It was not negative
Full
though.
start.
It's
We love them.
Okay.
We love
to see it.
second roll.
All right.
Nice.
So my first two rolls to test them, it was a 17 and 18.
Shit.
Do I roll the 17 or do I roll the 18 to try and which one would be better?
What?
The 17 was warming up. I think go with that one.
No, that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think the 18's gonna pop too early.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Peaked early.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. That's good.
All right.
All right.
Let me get the numbers
All
for
right.
you.
Do we have some initiative rolls from everybody?
We
Yeah.
absolutely
All right,
do.
20 to 25.
21.
21 for Olma.
21.
21 for Seeker.
20.
Which of you? Oh,
For
20.
Flynn.
Yeah.
What is happening right now?
What's your
Dang,
deck?
It's a good thing my
coming
mom
in.
rolled real
16.
good.
A 16.
What?
16. What's
Excuse
your
me?
wisdoms?
Oh.
16.
16.
What is
Roll
your?
Roll off?
What is your? No, it goes to charisma after that.
Oh.
For serious?
11.
There's an order.
There's a
Like it goes
hierarchy?
down the stats. I think it's Dex, then Wisdom, then Charisma.
There's
then,
not one for
There's strength in there, but
Sleight of
it,
hand?
goes down. No, I'm sorry, no.
No, that's not sleight of hand.
Cool.
I think that's the order. I don't know. Someone I'm sure will correct me in comments.
It'll be
later on.
I.
Well, that was our order.
That's,
so,
yeah, that's our
you-
order. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay,
and we
so,
are here and you're not.
Yeah. So almost going first, and then we have 15 to 20.
17.
17 for Kelly.
What the heck?
Awesome. And Thessaly, you're the last one.
I don't think I rolled that bad. 11?
11. All right. So I think we have everybody's initiative. I got Griff and Brim in there. And
Oh, it's so black. Is the screen so black? Oh, man. That's
Uh-oh.
spooky.
can you guys see?
I once
I see nothing.
Zoom out.
Oh,
I'll zoom.
It's like my-
Hang on.
There we go. I see.
You see it? You see where you guys are?
Just like Flynn's
All right,
soul.
so you're down here on the
Yeah.
bottom. So before we kind of get started here, what so the kind of blue like anonymous person is Brim.
Okay.
Okay.
This is Griff up here. I've got 3 tents laid out, and I just kind of set you guys, those of you who are in the tents. So unless you guys want to flop yourselves around or put yourselves
And
elsewhere,
then Griff is in the building
Griff is
right
in
there?
this this tent right
Okay.
here. Griff is in that tent.
Go.
Why are they
So-
so large?
Huh?
The billowing
No.
winds.
All right.
It's wind. It'll be fine.
It's just wind.
It's just wind. All right, cool. So you guys all good? Everybody happy with our arrangement there?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So at top of initiative,
I do have a question.
Yes.
When did the last day change? Because I think I need to cast Mage Armor again, but
it is. Yeah, it has definitely been more than 8 hours
Okay.
since you last, because
Yeah.
you traveled for most of the day.
Yeah.
So today is, I believe, the 34th day of Atirum.
Got it.
It's like the middle of the night. It's like probably 3 o'clock in the morning or so on the 34th day of Atirum. But despite your guys' really, really impressive rolls, my monsters won.
No.
They rolled
No
real well.
No lights.
So, all right. First up is one of these. So you guys see, Flynn and Brim are the first to see this. Everybody else, I think, is probably still in their tents as you guys are quickly strapping on your items and your gear. But you see Flynn as like the cloud kind of begins to form. You see this like lupine kind of large form emerge from this mist, and you see like this sort of hanging jaw open with like this blue sort of cloud and eerie glow that's coming out. And you see these sort of glowing pinpricks of blue light inside of this like giant cloud. As you see, this creature kind of emerge and take form, and it is going to run forward or fly forward. So you see they kind of like hover, and it kind of runs, but up in the air.
I'm sorry.
Towards you.
Excuse me.
And it runs.
I don't
and
like-
as soon as it gets within the sort of space of you, you feel as like washing over you this horrible cold that like grips and almost steals your breath.
Oh.
And any remnants of the fire, any fire within 10 feet of this thing is snuffed out immediately.
What? Okay.
And
Okay.
it is going to do some stuff. So it comes up to you, Flynn.
Yeah.
And interesting, you see as that same sort of creeping, like mournful kind of emerges from its mouth as it is going to use Howl of the Maddening Wind.
No.
Everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Who's within
for
10 feet of me?
please.
I don't know. Are we all?
One, just Kellic is.
I am.
Is it just Kellic?
Yeah.
No, I think I am.
No, you are 15 feet away, Miss
Okay,
Omaha.
Kellic at 5.
Let me see. These are little 10s. They're little
They
10s.
innocent.
I
What
need to-
kind of save is it?
I need to. It's a
Wisdom?
wisdom saving throw. I need to put. I'm gonna turn your aura back on.
think
Is
I'm
this
really
something
good
to
at
do with
that.
frightening?
Let me check real quick. Sorry, give us the chance.
Don't worry, take your time. Take your time.
Take your
Where the heck
goddamn
is
time,
your-
DM.
I will. There we go.
Oh yeah, does it have something
you know
to do with
what?
being frightened?
It does not. I
Okay.
believe. Let me check. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
It is not a frightened effect.
Okay.
Hang on. Although my freaking. All right. So, everybody, go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please. I'm gonna make my way around the table in just a minute. I have to. For some reason, the feature I'm looking for is not on here. But I'm gonna go around the table.
It's not a
Flynn,
frightening effect. Okay, and it is, sorry, again.
wisdom saving throw for me.
20.
Natural 20. You are.
Let's go.
You are unaffected.
I was
Seeker,
very excited.
14.
14.
Thank you.
14. Ooh, you lucky.
You Lord of
Hey.
Thessaly,
25.
25 success.
Nice.
17.
17 success.
17.
Hell
17
yeah.
success.
Oh, I'm glad I was close.
Does Griffin...
You are lucky, boy.
So
Very wise.
Let me
You are.
see.
Yeah.
Good question. Good question.
He just woke up, to be fair to him.
Let's see here.
How could I be afraid? I'm just so clearing the
I don't even know
my
what you are.
eyes.
so if I'm
What?
afraid
What
of
is
you.
this? Whatever.
Howling more? Like, what
He thinks
is...
it's a nightmare. He's not really concerned.
My dreams are worse.
Totally.
There we go. My dreams. are worse.
Ethereal wolves.
Yeah.
Welcome. Sorry.
Fuck him.
Oh no.
Who needs dreams?
Yeah, are they physical? Do they have physical, like...
We gonna learn today.
We're gonna learn
These
today.
battles-
Well said.
We're gonna learn today.
We are.
You mean these wolves?
These wolves right here.
These wolves with the glowing
all
blue
right.
eyes.
First and foremost, let's roll
Definitely write these
for
down.
Brim.
They're giant.
Let's see.
Real big.
They're very large.
Shit. Okay.
I don't like
Yeah, that's a 7 for Brim.
No, bro.
Brimmy, baby
Brim.
boy.
Yeah, he's having a bad time. He's having a real bad time, guys. So, the thing that happens is, as this sort of howl comes up, and you see Brim sort of reaches up for his sword and pulls it out. And as this sort of howl emanates from this creature and sort of hits across his ears, he is going to roll a d8 to see what happens. Let's see here. Excuse me, Miss QC.
We have an energy today.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
There's stuff
No.
happening.
Welcome
Huh?
to this.
So,
This is-
he pulls out the
manic
sword and
combat
this,
energy.
this howl kind of like pierces his ears and his eyes close. And then when they open, there's kind of like this vacant stare in them. And then he spins quickly and he flashes out towards you, Flynn. Yeah, he has to make an attack against a random creature within his reach.
Ooh.
And so he is going
Because
to
he's got a
hit
howl of madness.
you with a sword. That is gonna
With the what?
that is gonna be a 25
I'm sorry, I hit him with
to
a what?
Yeah, it'll hit.
Okay, he
Yeah.
hits you. You are
Can't use him.
okay. He is a monk.
Stunning strike?
Yes, he is.
Oh,
So
well, I think he was
I
already.
think he
he's
knows.
mad.
So
Yeah.
he doesn't. It doesn't say anything about him having to like. He
Use
just
it.
has to attack.
Okay,
He doesn't have to. He doesn't.
He doesn't
use,
have to min-max his
unload
attack.
on you. Yeah. He doesn't have to unload on you.
Well, it turns
so
out he's been wanting to
you
do this
take-
for a while, so
6 points. You take 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
6 points of cold damage.
Oh man.
You are not. You are not. 6 points of cold damage. He doesn't have advantage, so no sneak attack
Okay.
for him. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so you take 12 points of damage
Okay.
from Brim as he uses his reaction to hit you immediately. And then Griff is going to, in his stance, hang on.
Roll to the other
He
side.
rolls. He doesn't. He's fine. He's
Okay,
chilling.
good.
Yeah, he doesn't. He is unaffected. All right.
There are too many options. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I
I-
fucking hear you. Yeah.
I know, right? That's the high level play.
High level, you
man.
start to go like, oh,
High
God.
level play. It's crazy.
What to do with all of these spells?
I play 4D chess every time we do combat.
and
And
then-
lose.
And lose.
That is going to be the end of that creature's turn.
Okay.
That brings us to the other one.
What?
So
So-
that one is going to move in and is going to, Flynn, you see as the creature, that sort of blue glow, its jaw hangs open and it and breathes outward as you see this roiling mist, as like you can literally see the air freezing as it rolls towards you. It uses freezing breath in a 40-foot cone.
Gee.
I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
We
Sure
have
it's not
the,
deck?
Wait, I think I am within 10 feet of...
Kellic +5.
That's
You are 5'10". You are within
Yeah?
10
Okay,
feet.
cool.
Seeker and Ulma are not, and neither is Griff nor Brim. But
Okay, but
Flynn
I got it.
and
Okay,
Kellic
cool.
are both in Thessaly's aura.
Awesome.
Okay, so both of you +5.
Okay.
Yeah, +5. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right. As this sort of, even those of you who are in your tents, this cold air like moves in through the flaps of the tents and underneath in the spaces between and fills, and you feel the air in your lungs start sort of seizing up. Okay, hang on just a second.
See that?
Why? All right. Starting over here,
Yeah, 19.
19 is a success.
Okay.
1.
One, natural one.
Let's go.
No,
Natural
buddy.
one.
You take 39 points.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, thank you for that. You
You're
know,
welcome.
thank
You're
you.
very welcome.
I rolled a 27.
27, you
Nice.
take 19 points of cold damage.
Can,
Okay.
Huh?
can I have that?
Uncanny dodge is only for dexterity
Yeah,
saving
totally.
throws. Yeah, this is a constitution thing.
I have to ask.
I also rolled a crit fail,
No!
but that's a 9.
9.
And then I used bend luck and got 2 more points, so I have an 11.
Almost, you take 39 points of cold damage. And
23,
23,
baby.
you take 19 points of cold damage.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. That is going to
I took 19,
and
right?
you took 19. That's correct. and you feel like your limbs start to like almost be hard to move, but there are no additional rider effects after that. And Olma, as you, it is your turn. Brings us to you.
Do I have to pass secret to get out of the tent, or can I like?
You can move, so it'll be difficult terrain to get through him, but you can move through ally spaces. It's just considered difficult terrain.
Can I sneak out under the tent?
Yeah, I'd say sure. Why not?
Yeah.
You can throw the flap up. Well,
Yeah,
is it closed in? Sure. Why not?
I'm gonna go out the side of the tent behind this tree.
Okay, cool. So behind, like over here?
To the right of the tree, left of the tree. Sorry.
Like over here?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
And I'm gonna like shake out my limbs, and I'm gonna throw some scorching ray bolts.
Awesome. Go ahead. Which one are you targeting? The left one or the right one?
Both.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Roll
So
some
I have
attacks for me.
3. So I'm gonna do 1, 2 at the one closest, and then 3 at the furthest.
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll some
1,
attacks
2,
for me.
Number 3. Okay, so I never used this spell. Okay. 27 to hit.
That'll hit. Damn.
First one. Do you want me to do the second one now?
Sure. Go ahead and do the second.
25 to hit
Hits.
Nice.
with the new necklace I have
Nice.
on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bringing it to bear.
Natural 20.
Let's go.
For a 31.
Okay, yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, so go ahead and go ahead and roll damage for the first one for me,
Okay.
or the first two rounds.
Yep.
They froze the wrong one.
When using the spell, you did 4th level. You create 1 additional ray for each slot above. Oh, 1 more ray.
Oh, okay, cool.
So 2 and 2. Last ray.
Or if you're casting it at 4th level, I think you get 2.
What are you doing?
Because you do it at 2nd level, right?
What are you
Scorching
casting?
Ray
It
second?
is. So yeah.
So you get 2 more beats.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's
You get
28 to hit.
28. Okay, is this one going towards the right one?
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do the last one on the
Perfect.
All right. So 20. So and then now the last one. 21.
21 hits.
Okay, so all 5 hits.
All right, and then you said 3 at the one on the left, and then so it's 1, 2, 3 crit on the one on the right, and then an additional one on the right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna.
All right. Perfect. So go ahead and roll damage for the
Crit
3.
on the one on the left.
Crit on the one on the left. Okay.
furthest
so
one.
Normal, crit, and then the last 2 are on the one on the right. Is that
Yes.
right? Because you did 5? Beautiful. Go ahead and roll the damage for the first for me. Damn.
That's just 12.
12. All right.
For the one on the right.
Okay, are those the first 2 strikes?
That's the first 2 strikes.
Okay, so as the bolts of flame sort of pierce through this creature, you see it leaves these like gaping holes.
Oh,
in it,
okay.
and it and screams. It is vulnerable to fire damage.
Oh,
so it takes 24 points of fire
Get
damage.
him.
That's good to know.
Now go ahead and roll your crit because that's gonna be it's 12 plus
Yay.
your 2d6,
12
right?
plus 2d6.
And then that's gonna be doubled.
Dang.
Wow.
Oh, that was a really good one too. That's 12 plus 8, 18, 19, 20. That's 666. It's like 3 6s is
It's
18. 18.
18.
22. So that's 22.
So 44 points
44
of fire
points.
damage.
something.
Pretty on the
on that
nose.
one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
What are you doing?
Ugh.
What?
Awesome. Amazing.
And then the next
The
hit
other 2 on the ones on the right. Awesome.
I love this.
is I'm gonna use a sorcery point
Okay.
to high level play, guys. I don't know what I'm doing.
Apologize for sorcery points.
I'm gonna use 1 sorcery point to re-roll one of the dice.
Cool. Empowered spell.
And went from a 1 to a 6.
Nice.
So yeah.
Kaboom.
So that's a 9 for that one.
Okay.
And then I have 1 more.
18 points of damage.
5 for the last one.
5. So 10 points of damage. Yeah, so Olma, as you come out, Flynn and Brim also recognize this, and Olma's just chucking fire at this thing. And you see as they rip into this creature, and the mist sort of evaporates around where the fire makes contact, and they both like screech and howl in pain at the fire damage.
Now my wild magic.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me. This would be the best time to
Well,
cast
good thing you're all the way over there.
That's true. Thing we've all been afraid of.
Okay.
What are you at now? Like a 12?
I have
You're
to beat an
high. Yeah,
11.
that's high.
I have to hit, or I have to beat a 10.
Oh, you're
I have to beat a
No.
10.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh, it worked. You got an 11, right? 11?
That's a 2.
Oh,
That's not an 11.
That's a 2.
Okay.
Fun times.
It'll be
Crossing out that wild magic to wild
Yeah.
magic as 1.
You'll just turn into a raven or something.
All right.
It'll be
turn it
fine.
around.
It'll be fine.
It's gonna be okay.
How close am I to Olma?
She went off on her.
Oh, can we not be?
She went off on her own.
All
I
right.
decided not to clump, so I'm far
No,
away
you're
from
good,
you
you're
guys. But
Let's go ahead and have you roll a d20.
you want me to roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Do I roll?
I mean, but I can also roll.
Go ahead
Whichever
and
you
roll
want.
for me. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll. I'll
The
let you
first
roll.
one is a 6.
A 6. Okay. Now, I would like for you to go ahead and roll a D100 for me, please.
Oh, need a percentile.
Mhm.
I have some dice.
I just got
Which one did Olma hit? The blue one or
I'm not sure. We can start for this.
Awesome.
Perfectly good die.
It's a perfectly good die.
50.
For you.
All right.
For you.
For you.
For you.
I bring
I
you
made
those.
it for you.
Which one did you hit? The further one or the closer?
Okay.
The one that's right next to me.
I hit them both.
You hit them both.
That's right.
She's like, I hit them up both.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so they both took about the same damage.
Okay.
I don't
Let
know.
me just check a little.
They both seem dangerous to me, so I
Sure,
just
yeah.
decided to
Check,
split
check
it
them
up.
No, one of them is the nice one.
Don't do that.
What are you doing over there?
What are
What are
you
you measuring?
What are we measuring?
What are we trying to find the distance
Here.
between?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Why is
That's
there...
something you need not concern yourself
Do
with.
I only need to roll? Don't I need to roll another d20 though to get severity or no?
That I had you do, that was the severity. The first, so you rolled and lost, right? Then I had you roll another one for the severity and then a D100, yes?
No, you only had me roll 2. You hold me, yeah. So I rolled 1 to fail
Because
my
you rolled
wild
a 2,
magic.
and then I had you roll 1 D20, and that determined the severity,
Was
and
that
then the
six?
D100.
But I only rolled a d100. Don't I need another number to be a
Oh, shoot, yeah, you gotta roll both. You gotta roll the D10 and the...
and the d100?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I
so
got you.
that was 50,
Uh-huh.
but now I need to roll a d10 to get
Ah,
the
okay.
the digit or the
fives,
yeah,
the other
the
one.
ones, yeah.
One's place, yeah.
So that's a 9. So it's not
59.
59.
So it's a
59.
59.
D9.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think I need to roll something else.
All right.
here.
So as you sort of oh, this is cool. So as the wild magic sort of, you feel that tenuous, that grasp that you have on it, that control slip. And as you do, you sort of like you reach out your hands and you throw these fireballs, and then as you look at your hands, you can feel and you see that sort of purple miasma start to glow, and suddenly it kind of surrounds you, and you see this sort of like warbling purple that kind of enraptures your body, and for the next minute, you have resistance to necrotic and radiant damage.
Hey!
Oh.
Okay.
Resistance.
Okay.
Oh.
But it probably looks super weak.
Oh.
To necrotic and
Necrotic and radiant damage as this sort of like that sort of silver purple stuff.
See you?
That same energy that Seeker you have seen inside of Olma
Yes.
kind of
It's like
surrounds her and seems to protect her for the time being from certain effects. And for the next minute, you have resistance to radiant and necrotic damage.
and when that happens, I go, uh-oh, and I don't know what happened, and I yell out to everyone, it happened. I hope I don't hurt you.
You all hear Olma say the words she said.
Good.
Awesome. Fantastic. So is that anything else with your turn? All good? Beautiful.
I pull my hood up.
Awesome. You pull your... Okay. It is an action to pull your hood up.
Oh, okay, then my hood is not up.
Awesome. So that is going to end Olma's turn and bring us to Seeker.
Ugh.
You grumble getting out of bed.
Yeah.
What do we determine as the flat, like the front of the tank? Can I just see these? Is it open?
Yeah, like if you open them, you just see like they're bearing down on Flynn and Brim.
This is a crappy way to wake up. Saying that I'm reaching my hand to the top of my haversack and producing 3 purple spherical orbs.
Awesome.
And I'm going to also use a scorching ray.
Excellent.
Blast him, dude.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna try and exit the tent and move to my left as I'm like the first one there. I don't know. I'm not sure if I don't know which one cast the breath thing.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
freezing from. So I'm just gonna no. And I'm gonna toss this thing, and as I toss I'm gonna toss all 3 at the first one, and as they exit my hand, the spheres flatten into that purple plasma energy, and they just like shoot right at this thing.
Awesome.
And I've got to roll some dices.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll some attacks for me, sir.
Yay!
All right. And you're going for the one directly in front of Flynn and Brim?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, that one.
Get out of here,
Oh.
measuring tape. That doesn't apply anymore.
I
like-
need that.
You don't
Oh,
need that.
So I guess I'm gonna cast this at 3rd level.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. One additional ray, so you get 4. Right.
So I get.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
2nd level
Yeah.
spell.
Yeah. So
Hit me with it.
that's a 21.
If you want to go ahead, how are you splitting up these attacks, or are you going all for one?
I'm gonna go all for 1.
Beautiful. All right, go ahead and roll all your attacks for
All
me.
right. So that one's so 21, 14.
14. Hang on just a second. The 14, as you shoot that second bolt, the mist sort of like moves over, and it almost
Aw.
burns up of its own volition, and
Yeah.
then the fire,
Poopy.
the plasma orb, or the plasmatic like sort of scythe sails through harmlessly
Got it.
on that second one.
There you go.
That's good. That's a 19 on the dice. So
Yeah.
that's like a 26.
And as it moves, it runs right
Right
into the
into
third
the-
one as it
Yeah.
like cuts it in the middle.
Nice.
Goes right through this dumb thing's face.
Stupid wing.
What did you get?
And last one.
What
last
is
one.
that?
Bold.
Three.
Honestly.
I get 3, right?
Four.
You get 4.
I get
So
four.
one more. Yeah, uno más.
Um,
No.
I don't.
No, man.
Why you do that? Why you do that?
Same dice.
You know what? This dice is gonna
Yeah,
go away for a little
okay.
bit.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
2 in like
That's
10
two.
minutes.
You know what?
That's,
Mine
straight
did
to
a 1, and then I got 39 points of
But it was
damage, and then it did a
two.
natural 20.
See,
But
like,
it was
you know what?
two.
I'm
All
not gonna
things
punish
balanced.
it. It's just a math rock.
There you
I was
go.
gonna
There you go.
say.
It's just a math rock.
It's just
Give
a
him a
math
chance.
rock.
So go ahead and roll for
Look.
2
Dice
attacks for
juice.
me.
Yeah.
So 4
No, you're right.
of fire damage.
2 in a row.
All right,
Two,
so-
two in
Still
First one
problematic.
is
I like that.
6,
6.
Doubled to 12.
Woo.
All right.
and then and the next one is 6.
Hey, another
12.
24 points of cold damage.
Yum.
And
Fire damage.
Fire.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
fine.
The other kind.
Did you do the double or you need a double
Yeah,
or something?
yeah,
Okay,
they
cool.
doubled. They all
all doubled.
Mhm.
I want to get to something that I can attempt to hide behind. So can
All
I
right.
get to like maybe the tree where Oma is, or maybe the other tree by the?
Absolutely. So
Flip
you
line.
can move, and I forgot about this
Yes.
on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
But as you sort of come out into the tent flaps,
Right.
or you open up the tent flaps, you feel that same like oppressive cold.
I hate
um,
this.
You
What?
take 7 points of cold damage for starting your turn within 10 feet of it. It's sort of, you feel that like that burning in the lungs when you know you're breathing hard and it's cold out. You feel that kind of like go into your lungs.
Waking up here sucks.
But then you are free to move, so you take off and you move over to here. You can move off to the right there
I
if you'd
would
like.
like to go to the left, and I would like feeling that cold. I want to get away from it. So I would.
You can make it anywhere like on this line that you're on now. That's 30 feet there.
Yeah, I would. That sounds good. And then. Yeah, and then I'm gonna do a bonus action hide.
All right, so bonus action hide. I'll let you use a little extra movement. You kind of sneak into them bushes there.
Sneaker.
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 Sneaker to sneaker. All right, awesome. That's going to end Seeker's turn.
Yes.
Right, brings us to Flynn. All right. Flynn, as you start your turn within, I'm going to actually roll for this
Ow.
one.
Yeah.
As you start your turn, you, at the top of your turn, take 3 points of cold damage. That same
Hey.
sort of intensive breath. Yeah.
Okay, so first is my turn.
Yeah, your turn.
First thing I'm curious about is the lighting. I don't know how we want to rule with that stuff.
It is dark. Any flames? There's no moon. You have the faintest starlight, and all flames within 20 feet of this thing are extinguished. So there's no
can I
light.
see all right enough to
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You are a halfling. You don't have dark vision.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that for you. Unfortunately, not. You
That's
don't have
fine.
you don't have dark vision.
Okay.
You
It's pitch black.
It's pitch black. There's no moon. There's it's not
I should have been
dim
rolling
light.
at disadvantage
Just-
too.
just-
Yeah.
Is the glowing in their eyes enough?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's fine. That's good to know because that changes my plans.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lit fire right in front of
No,
you.
no,
because
that
they
went
extinguished
out.
it.
They
Oh.
extinguish flames when they get within a
Gosh,
certain.
okay, yeah.
What about the glowing
Did
in
they
their
glow? Yeah,
eyes or
did
their
they glow?
mouth? Is that
That's probably not enough.
you know?
Is it enough?
Sure.
To aim at them.
Yeah,
I think.
to aim at them.
Yeah.
I did specify that they're like glowing blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see like just their
Boy.
faces.
I guess
So
that
it's
makes sense,
really
yeah.
eerie because the light doesn't extend very far, but you just see these like this
Yeah.
mouth
Well,
and,
and
these
like
eyes.
12
Right
seconds
next
ago,
to
you
them.
saw them get like kind of like
Yeah, fired up.
fired
so you know
up,
the
yeah.
one is in front of you.
Right.
we have been lighting them up?
Mm.
Sort of as you sort of like look around, you like in the sort of reflection of that blue, you see shadows start to like reach out towards them,
Oh no.
and
Huh?
you hear a voice in your head.
No, he does not.
Use it.
No.
Like before, I will then raise up my hand similarly, and I'll raise it to the one right in front of me, and I'll just force my will towards it, and then I'll just kind of like go with the flow.
Awesome.
What?
You see the ink on the tattoos on your arm
Ugh.
darkens and sort of shifts and moves as the shadows reach up and grab a hold of and sort of sink their way into the mist as your curse takes hold.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a bonus action.
That is a bonus action,
Don't.
correct?
Hashtag
I
don't
will. I think I'm just gonna go in for some attacks
Hashtag.
now.
Don't like.
No, I don't like it.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Last question, and then I'll just
Okay,
attack.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, you can do
Ditto.
that.
In my travels, in
Clap.
my training, do I have any idea of what type of monsters these are?
Ooh.
Are they elementals? Are they fae, fiend, that kind of stuff? Like, if I'm
Interesting.
looking at them,
Go ahead and make a nature check for me. I'll say at advantage because of your
Oh.
background as a Iron Light.
Awesome.
Oh.
Nature is a 17.
17. The lack of apparent like corporealness
Uh-huh.
immediately in your head you kind of dismiss like, okay, it's probably not a monstrosity, definitely not a beast, and you're kind of left with like the mist and the cold
Yeah.
and the sort of incorporeal form. These are likely elementals.
Oh, okay. I'll do something that I haven't done in a while. Feeling good, feeling like it's got locked down. And instead of attacking, I'm going to reach into a pouch that I have on my side that I haven't used in a minute. I will grab some of that silver dust and I will rub it up across my forehead and like whistle, a quick whistle. And I'll hold that note. And as my abjuration symbol glows and the dust on my forehead continually glows and matches the rhythm, I'll cast protection from evil and good on myself.
Gotcha. So you cannot, they have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You cannot be charmed, frightened, possessed by them. What else? That's it, right? They just have disadvantage on attack rolls against you?
Yeah,
And
I mean,
then
if
any-
it comes up to it, I'll look at it later.
Cool.
And then I guess I'll just use some movement. Could I get in between them? Like,
5, 10, 15. You can get to right there, and then you kind of get to like
Oh, I
a
see.
small cliff face that drops about 10 feet into the water
I'll
below.
stay one back then.
Okay, cool.
And then so I can stay within.
Right there?
Yeah, that's great.
Cool. Dope. All right.
That'll be my turn.
Awesome.
Oh, and I pull my sword out.
Pull your sword out. Awesome. And that ends Flynn's turn, brings us to Kellic.
Okay. I've had way too much time to think.
And now it gets to your turn.
And now I'm
You have no
like,
idea what
what
you're doing.
the fuck?
That is the way it goes.
Who
man.
am I? What do
was
I
my
do? What-
plan?
High level D&D.
What am I allowed to
That
do?
is the way.
Nice. Okay, I'm aware.
You are aware.
I'm aware.
You are kind.
You are aware.
You are kind.
Wolf.
I'm
Confirmed.
aware of how the fire seems to be effective against these creatures.
I would
yes.
say, yeah, like as
Practiced
part of the
twice
narrative,
now.
you like open the tent flap and you can see like Seeker and Olma's fire apparently get to them.
Pelting these things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, are you about to do? Never mind. Sorry.
And yeah, I'm still sort of like brushing sleep from my eyes. I will flare out my arm where in a burst as such that the bandage just like explodes off of it with the amount of force that just is suddenly released from my arm, and this it comes off at first as like dust, and there's like a slight little like popping sound around my arm, and then nothing, and then there's an enormous bursting sound from above these wolves. I'm going to put between the two of them, I'm going to do a flame strike.
Awesome.
What?
And
Ooh.
it's a 10-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder.
Yeah. It is. Awesome.
So I'm gonna need a dexterity saving throw.
Awesome. All right.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. First one. Let's see. The one on the left is gonna go ahead and roll. These guys are very dexterous, but let's find out.
Yeah.
That is a 10.
A 10.
Yay.
For the first one, or the one on the left, and then the one on the right, that is gonna be a 26.
Okay.
That's
the closer one.
but they
is-
both take damage.
Yes,
that
they
one takes
do.
half.
Yes, they do. So go ahead and roll because it's
I got it.
5 and 5 radiant and fire.
Yeah, this is just 46,
Okay.
unless I'm mistaken.
Well, yeah, 46 fire, 46 radiant. So go ahead and roll the 46. We'll double that, and
yes,
then we'll
you're right.
add
Thank
the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
I love this.
Well, I'll roll 8d6. That sounds
There
fun.
you go.
That
Yeah,
sounds-
yeah,
I can do that.
yeah.
I can help you with D6 if you need them.
No.
No help.
Fuck off, Zeke.
I want my own.
I'm gonna use my own d6.
Hey,
God
speaking of that popping noise, was that like ligaments or tendons? What was
How
that?
dare you? How
Are you
dare
okay?
My arm is fine.
My arm's good.
Okay. So that would be the radiant damage
Mm.
is 9, 10, 11, 14 points of radiant damage,
Awesome.
Griminy, and then the fire damage is 12, 15 points of fire.
All right, and that is. Did you roll 86 or are you gonna roll 4? Did you roll 4 and then we'll double?
I rolled 86.
Okay, cool. So it's 14 total. Or what did we just say? Sorry, 15 total.
I said so 15 fire and 14,
Gotcha.
Radiant.
Okay, and the fire is doubled, so that's minus
so
30.
30 fire.
That's
yeah.
Jeez.
Awesome.
Very
Yeah,
big.
this thing as this huge sheet
Column
of
of
flame,
fire,
this
yeah.
column of flame erupts between the two of them. Okay, and this one takes. Hang on, so it's oh boy.
So yeah.
So it still takes 15 fire
Right.
and 15, and then 7 radiant, so 23 for him.
Yep.
Right? That's that
Correct.
right, math. 20.
Yes.
Sounds right.
But yeah, this cylinder of fire smashes down between them, and then you see like beneath the ice just like crack and melt
Oh,
as
yeah.
the ice beneath it.
Steam
and just
coming out.
Yeah, this steam comes up and like mixes with their form as you see both of them, though especially the one on the left is like it's starting to like almost discorporate. It's having a hard time like maintaining its shape as it is not okay. Awesome turn.
And I will just, with my movement, I will just make room for Thessaly to get past me.
Awesome. You just like
I will just hold the flap open for them.
Hey,
Appreciate that.
after you, dear.
Shane, are you wearing the chest piece?
I am.
Are you-
I get, unless we're. I mean, I was sleeping, so I don't know how you roll this. Are we?
I mean, I generally think that like. Actually, that's a discussion we can definitely have after. But I'll say for now, you're wearing it.
Okay.
Just because
Okay.
Yeah.
you guys are out in the wild, it makes sense that you'd probably be like more prepared than ordinary to
Right.
deal with
That makes
threats.
sense.
Yeah.
It is called the Raging Wood, after all. That is
Indeed.
going to end Kellick's turn and bring us to Thessaly.
Okay, so I am going to get up, get out of the tent. As Kellic holds the flap open. Okay, where does that put me? Okay.
Gets you right there. Yeah, I'm assuming you're going towards it. I don't know.
Well, see, that's the interesting thing. You would think.
One would think.
One would think.
I'm gonna put you back over there.
I want to try to exit the tent in a way that puts me as close to 30 feet of as many people as possible. Does that make sense?
2, yes.
Okay.
3. Let's see. 4. I think that's gonna be it. Let's see.
So right next to Flynn.
Yep. And yep.
I mean, I got
you can
somebody on
get-
my left.
You
That's
got
good.
everybody. That's everybody. Seeker's 30 feet
And get
away,
everybody?
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me 1
Huzzah.
second.
That's that. With that one, you get all the good guys and the bad guys. I mean, I'm sure whatever you're doing, you're gonna also help them out, right?
No.
But why though? They're so nice.
But
Not
they're
one of
cute
those days.
little-
they're cute.
They've only
little-
just screamed like a lot.
They've just done
They
a
could
couple
be our
howls.
cute little
at
babies.
this.
Yeah.
They could be with us. They could hang out with us.
Animal handle?
Oh, okay. I misread the spell.
Oh,
But
I
no,
feel you so deeply
Yeah.
on
it's
that.
still. I'm sorry.
I feel that.
It's not one of the ones that I. Okay. Anyway,
You're not the spell I thought you were.
it's no. I feel betrayed.
You're not the spell you were when we were married.
My God.
I remember
Y'all-
when I picked you. You changed.
Oh, boy.
Changed.
We are slap happy. Oh, goodness. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like Brim that much. So,
How dare you?
I just met the guy.
We're
Coming for the DM.
And well, no. Okay, so I'm gonna get Flynn, Olma, and Kellic, and I am going to use my action to cast Aid,
Oh,
and I'm gonna go ahead and
nice.
cast that at 4th level,
Oh.
which means that everyone. So I'm reading this right because math is hard for me. When you cast this spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, a target's hit points increase by an additional 5 for each spell slot above 2nd, so that's 15.
Correct.
Everybody's
everyone-
current and max HP increases. by
Current and max
15.
HP increased by 15.
Awesome.
So for Flynn, Olma, and
But how long does my max? Just for an hour?
for 8 hours.
8 hours.
Ooh.
For 8
It's a long-
hours.
it's
So
a
I'm
long
starting us
time.
off with a good day.
It's a long time.
And then I am going to where to go? No, that's not right. Oh, and then the one in front of me, is that the one that's taken a lot of damage recently? Like if I'm looking at them and I can see in the
Yeah,
dark.
the one
like-
actually a little further away has taken the most damage. but
Oh, the one
in-
further
yeah,
away is-
Of the two, it looks like the one on the left is having a harder time holding its form.
how steep is that? How steep
10
is that
feet,
dip?
but it's pretty vertical. It's just, but it's about 10 feet down, and the area underneath them is devoid of any ice because Kellic's flame strike.
But that one's taken the most. Okay,
Mhm.
then I'm going to use my bonus action to invoke Vow of Enmity on the one in front of me.
Awesome.
So that will give me advantage for any future attacks, and I receive the blessing of Fenra once more as a draconic image flashes over it. And but that is
Cool.
all I can do with my turn for now.
Hell yeah, it is. Okay, action aid, bonus action, Vow of Enmity. That's fantastic. Brings us to Brim. All right, Brim.
Shake out of it.
He as he gets to his turn, he does shake out of the apparent whatever came over him and made him hit you. To which he just says, "Sorry."
It's all right.
He actually, he immediately takes some cold damage, which is
Oh, do I take cold damage also?
you did not start your turn, so I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Within 10 feet of them, hang on, let me double check.
Oh no, I wasn't. No, that's. I mean, if that's 10 feet, then my.
Algid Aura. All creatures within 10 feet of a take cold damage at the beginning of the. Oh, whoops. Well, I've been doing that wrong, so that's all right. See, even I get it wrong sometimes, guys. Okay. So, no, you do not take cold damage. And neither does Brim. All right, that is going to bring us to his turn, though, who Brim is going to take a deep breath, and then he sort of, exactly. And when he breathes out, this sort of like cloud of fire runs out of his mouth, and he wraps himself in
Come on.
fire form, and then he is going to hit this thing twice with his fists because his sword does cold damage, and he's not an idiot. All right.
Good for Brim.
Good
Yeah.
for him. That's good.
He's not that big of a dummy. Okay. Okay, cool. So you guys see as the flames reach out, and he kind of like grabs a hold of him in his fists, and his reach increases a little bit, and he's going to do 2 flurry of blow strikes or 2 unarmed strikes, I should say, against the creature. Let's see. Fire
Pow
one strike.
pow. Ooh, sorry.
Pow, pow.
Punch that ghost.
Punch it,
Hopefully.
punch it, punch
Ooh, the first one, the fire whip kind of goes out and it snaps, but the creature again the mist sort of shifts to the side quickly, and he whiffs on the first strike but hits on the second, and he deals 1d8 plus 5, 9, so 18 points of fire damage.
Nice.
Nice.
18.
Get it.
Wow.
With his fire form strike, and that
Punch.
is going to end his turn and bring us to the Twilight.
Did Griff?
So-
Did Griff?
Oh,
get
yeah,
it?
Here we go.
Yeah,
You're right.
Griff.
You're right.
Griff.
Good catch.
Yeah, good call. Let's see. I'm gonna just have him.
Grab.
Where is it? Oh, there's a-
Use
He
your
is-
bow power.
Yeah.
He is going to he comes out of the tent, and just gonna put him at a solid 8 on initiative. He's tired.
He's solid.
Comes out of the tent. Actually, he does the same thing. He kind of rolls off to the side, comes up there, and you You hear him yell out. He goes, "Twilight, use fire!" and then you guys, and then
If I can yell back, I'll say, duh.
absolutely, you can. Right. And then he's gonna shoot him twice with his bow. He's gonna try. Let's see here. First attack is 16. The arrow again sails through the mist. Ooh, natural 1. Griff, bad time, bud.
Ew.
Come on.
He just woke up.
Yeah, he did just wake up.
Meow.
He was
Guy.
Okay, get it together.
That brings us to the other Thwelai, who he did not use his nastiness. So the mouth opens up once more.
No.
And
No.
in a cone, I need Brim, Thessaly. Actually, you know what? Is he gonna back up a little? He is gonna back
No,
up
he's
a little.
not. He wants to stay right where he is.
He's gonna back up a little
Does
bit.
he take a...
He takes a bunch of op attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, does he? Hang on. Wait, let me see.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait.
Is he has self-preservation, right?
I don't know. Does he?
Does he fear these
So,
mortals?
Wind
No.
wolf.
At the start of his turn, you already took it.
Okay, yeah.
You did not, and Brim did not. So at the start of his turn, Thessaly and Brim take 10 points each of cold damage. And
Oh, for
then
his turn.
it's at the start of his turn. Yeah, I thought it was the start of yours. This creature is going to.
Does that mean Seeker can have his damage back?
No. Yes, actually, because it wasn't at the start of his turn. So yeah, I think it was 7 for
I
you.
think it was, yeah.
I just did 7. Yeah. So
Oh,
you're
Such a lot
of
points
Look
back.
at you
Yeah.
go.
Thank you. Thank you for paying attention.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So instead,
I-
what
We
he's
are
gonna
represented
do-
I am
by
here.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
He
Table.
is going to turn towards he's going to turn. He's just going to shift a little bit, and he can get Thessaly, Flynn, Olma, and Seeker. I need all of you to make Constitution
No,
saving
me
throws.
too.
40-foot cone.
Is he not getting Brim?
Dang.
No, he can't get Brim
Okay.
with the angle. so
Flynn, add 5.
All right. Heard.
he can't. Yeah, he can't get all of you guys.
Meow.
So who all? Everybody?
Con?
Basically?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw for Olma. Everybody except
Ooh.
Kellic and Griff. Kellic, Griff, and Brim.
Nice. We're good.
We're good. We're good.
Mm.
All right. So, hang on just a second. Roll.
That was a whole journey.
That should be fine.
What? Oh my god, that can't be right.
What'd you do?
That can't be right. Hang on.
Is
Yeah.
that the damage?
It's probably
I
less
don't-
dice. Less
It's
dice.
probably way less.
Yeah.
That can't be right. Is that right?
No, it's not right.
No, no.
He's not right.
I think you should re-roll.
Oh, you guys, can you see it?
No.
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 That's
But
your
we can.
reaction.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Let me
I
just.
can infer.
Yeah.
Did he get like max?
Maybe.
Could be. This is gonna suck, y'all.
all right, that's all right.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, I'm in it.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Anyway,
20.
29. 31 points of cold
I
damage.
would like
Oh
to use
my-
my reaction.
That's half.
I'd like to use my reaction, and as I raise my hand up,
Are
the
you in this?
abjuration glows, and
Oh
I'm
my
gonna do
Because you roll like a poop.
what's it called? Absorb elements.
How dare you.
Oh, nice. nice.
So I raise my hand up, and that sheen kind of glows, and it kind of the fire washes over me, but some of it gets like sucked into the cold washes over me, but some of it gets sucked into the
That's
the
really
tattoos
smart.
and like pulls it in
Awesome.
and kind of
So into that tattoo.
yeah.
Dope. All right. So yeah, as you do, you feel some of the cold kind of like shrink and then absorbs into the tattoo.
So that's 15 or 16.
Half of
31.
you succeeded, and then half of that is 15. So
15.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
15 points of
okay.
cold
I
damage.
thought-
That's really smart.
Yeah, it's because you succeed, it
Ooh,
halves,
I have
and
that.
then you get resistance, and it halves it again.
Should I
Yes,
do
yes,
that?
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
I rolled an
think
11.
That's why I'm
You
doing
rolled
it.
an 11. Okay,
Yeah.
bud.
11? No.
Let's go ahead and do it.
That's 62 points
Yeah.
of cold damage.
Oh, no.
Are you
Seeker,
up?
I rolled it 4 times
no.
in a row just to make sure that
And the
the
seeker
Yeah.
hits. I hit the dirt.
No.
Wait.
I hit the dirt.
No, it's okay. I mean,
Dude, why do you go down so often?
Seeker,
Wait.
he's
Are you in the 40? Wait, was
failed
Seeker in
twice.
the 40?
I just used my reaction.
He wasn't in 40 feet.
Let me
I
go.
felt
Okay,
like
wait.
he
I
is.
did like to.
I don't
Hold
think
on.
you're in
Hold
it.
on.
62 plus 39.
Hold on.
That's
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
I have a
You
reaction.
failed both. You failed both.
Yeah.
Hang on real quick. Let me double check that
Thankfully, I got
he's
7 back.
He's within 30 feet of the Thwailai.
But it's a 40, but I thought it was a
40-foot
cone.
cone.
40 foot.
Cone.
40-foot cone.
Wait, angled at us?
It goes
Okay.
outward.
Angled this
So
way.
at the end
Okay.
of the cone.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
50 feet across.
Oh,
It's
okay.
big.
So
It's huge.
It's very big. Yeah, like
Oh.
at the end of that cone.
Okay.
No, never mind.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
It's all right.
Seeker, actually, I need you to roll your stealth check from earlier because I'm not sure if anybody knows where you are. It's dark and you hid.
You need me to roll a
That's all
stealth
right,
check?
then it was a
Yeah,
moment
because you
ago.
hid from earlier.
I will be honest. Okay.
From your
I'm
from your
part of the
hide
landscape,
earlier.
y'all. Y'all like,
You are stealthy boy.
No, he's not.
Wait, but we have to rule on this.
Yeah.
Because of reliable talent.
Yeah.
The lowest that I can, that I can roll is like a.
But can you crit fail a stealth check?
I mean-
you cannot crit
Oh,
fail,
because of reliability.
but with reliable talent. So what is your stealth check total?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Be bad at something.
23
Oh my god.
Even with
Okay,
a 1
okay,
with a crit
okay.
fail.
because of
okay.
reliable talent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
You rolled
can't
a
roll less than
23.
no,
No,
a
it
skill
can't.
he's proficient in.
Yeah.
So
If
it's just
did you
As a
throw?
10?
Did he throw his? Did he throw his?
he did it and then hit.
And then
And
he
then
ran.
he did. Yeah.
He did it and
I
then hit.
specifically
Yeah.
did.
So
Yeah.
is that stealth for the hide or is that stealth for the running behind me?
It's for the hide.
It's for the yeah.
so
'cause it
he,
was-
he ran behind you and then hid, and you can't see him. if
But
you
could
don't
I
have
hear
dark
him run
vision.
behind me?
Not
No.
with that
Okay.
stealth roll.
Nah, yeah, he's
No,
sneaky.
your passive
that's fair.
perceptions,
That's fair.
just not high enough. Okay.
My passive perception
That
is 20 as
turned
well. It's
quick.
like it's so close that
Okay.
But
Everything's
you're
gonna
in
be
the tent
fine.
anyway.
Everything's gonna be fine.
yes, true.
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
figure it out.
Okay.
We'll figure
Okay.
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing rolled crazy high on. It rolled. I'm like looking at it to double check, but it rolled almost max damage on 60-12. I don't know how, but
What are those
I'm
weird-
using a roller. I
what are those
don't know.
weird-
60,
No,
12
it's okay,
serious
it's okay.
damage.
It's serious damage. Yeah.
So it's because then I rolled twice again, and it's not that high. But anyway, okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Wow.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That ends its turn and brings us to the other.
Wait, we have to
Twilight.
go through the rest of us. I rolled a.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
we didn't-
I forgot. What'd you get?
I rolled a 19.
31 points cold damage.
30.
Yeah.
Half of 62.
That's okay. Well, then I would like to use a reaction.
right.
I would like to use my armor feature.
Full Thessaly mode.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and that.
well, you didn't say that.
I'm good.
Well, fuck yeah.
So according to the magical armor I have upon me, I get to redirect. I'm just.
I like how you're reading it like a lawyer.
We're on your side. Everybody.
Okay, what do you got? What do you got?
Furthermore,
And forthwith,
so I will take half damage, please, and then
Okay.
I redirect
So you take 31 half to 15.
half to 15. I
Okay.
redirect 15 of that. It's the same damage type, so I imagine it's probably
It
not going to
just-
do much to it, but it does redirect half of that damage back to the creature that dealt the damage.
Okay, yeah. As the cold hits it. So what does this look like though?
So
when you
the
do
way that I wear chainmail, and then the chainmail sort of like locks in tighter. It looks as though it's like almost a living sort of like interlocking mechanism, and it like tightens, and then it redirects. Like the cold just sort of blasts out again to
Awesome.
hit the creature back.
Nice.
Cool. So it's sort of like interlocks, and then the same like dull blue glow of its ice breath like absorbs, and then right back at it in another cone. It sort of shoots out from your chest and
Sick.
washes over the creature. It does not harm it
Very
as a result of it being immune, but that's cool. All right, that brings us to the other Twilight.
I
Did
rolled
half
a,
damage.
my turn.
Oh, Jesus Christ, sorry.
I rolled a 26. I'm also going to use absorb elements.
Okay, so you take 15 points of cold damage, and Kellic is not in it.
I'm not in it.
Neither is Brim, neither is Griff. Okay, that is going to bring us to the other Twilight, who is going to move into you, Flynn, and
Okay.
it is going to make 2 claw attacks against you. The first strike.
Okay, so before you roll, as this thing attacks me, the shine on my forehead. Or actually, no, hold on.
Uh-huh.
I have to roll.
You have to roll
15.
con save. 15, so you have to just beat a 10.
But I
What?
roll an advantage because I have Warcast.
Okay,
No idea.
Good.
For
Concentration on protection from evil.
Oh.
Okay.
Anybody concentrating on anything?
Yeah.
And I add
Your con mod. Constitution saving throw modifier. A
on
concentration check is just a constitution saving throw.
11.
You succeed.
Okay.
Okay.
So
There's always
as,
a
as this
15,
thing
yeah.
comes to attack me,
Mhm.
the glow that's matched on my tattoo and on my
Uh-huh.
forehead on the dust, it's glowing and glowing. And as it comes down with a strike, it blares with light and an attempt to make it harder to hit me.
Okay.
So disadvantage.
So the first strike is heading like straight for your neck.
No.
It rolled a natural 20. but it's going to re-roll, and the second roll is a 17 to hit.
Missed.
Okay.
Oh,
dude.
God.
That big armor class.
These are not good when you get crit, especially at this table. Okay, the other one at disadvantage is a natural 1.
Nice.
Okay.
So the silver light flares, and it does not affect you.
Yes.
That ends the Thwailei's turn and brings us to Olma's turn.
Dungeon Master, may I ask a question?
Yes, of course.
Did I hit the dirt, or am I like frozen in place? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
That's a good-
as the mist sort of rolled in, you feel like you breathe it in, like almost not, like you try to hold your breath, and it like you feel your lungs just freeze, and you
Ooh,
fall unconscious.
don't like
okay.
that at all.
I didn't. That
All right.
was unpleasant.
Olma, it is your turn.
Bring my hands together.
Okay.
I take a breath and I start to open them up to form a warbling mass. The
Mhm.
ball, lots of colors going around.
That warbling
Um,
ass.
As I go to throw it,
Mhm.
it splits into 2
Yeah.
and hits hopefully both of them.
Awesome. All right.
So we're gonna roll
twinning chaos bolt.
twin chaos
All
bolts.
right. What level are we casting it at?
4, level 4.
Level?
All right.
Okay, great. And then yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Ooh. Oh no.
Oh, you,
Ooh, oh no.
I was.
I think I know. I'm not hitting.
Second.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm not
one hit the
hitting.
One good breath, one hit you.
Yes.
I think it's higher than 14 is the
I
ace.
think
yeah.
15 is the.
And that is a 13 to hit.
13. The one once again, like it's heading straight for
guess
the
I know.
mass, and then like this this
And-
opening in the mist, they kind of like discorporeate,
Yeah.
and it sails off into the trees and smashes into a tree on the far side of the pond.
So Ice Demon Wolf. That's gonna be it.
Yeah.
That's okay. Cool.
That's
That's
it. All right, but the other one, you still have to roll another.
No, it's a twin spell.
No, separate attack rolls for each creature.
I'm not.
I don't think it is.
Twin spell. You
Is it?
If it's an attack roll spell, you re-roll. Yeah, you don't.
Oh,
You
roll
don't
for
use the
both.
same attack roll.
Yeah,
You
you
roll. Use target a second creature in range with the same.
Okay.
When you cast a spell that targets only one creature doesn't have a range of self, you can spend a number of switch points equal to the spell's level to target a second creature in range.
to redirect it.
Interesting. I'm going to go ahead and, in the moment, I'm going to rule because I've always thought that it was 2 attack rolls.
That's
so
what I
go
was
ahead and
thought.
roll.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll your second
Okay.
attack roll. So the one on the left, I'll say misses, and then you're going for the one on the right now?
Yep.
Cool.
Pull the magic. Yeah.
19.
19
Okay.
hits. Go ahead and roll you figure out what damage type it is, right?
Yeah.
And then, cool. All right. What damage?
The
I know.
damage type does still do damage to
Okay.
it though, but it's
Cool.
yeah, because
Okay.
you still roll them. So like
Yeah, you still roll damage,
Yeah.
but the Chaos Bolt, don't you roll a D10 to determine what
no,
type
you
of
roll
damage?
2 d8s and then 1 d6 is the damage,
Okay.
and then the 2 d8s from those d8s. If they're the same number, the bolt can jump to the other enemy. But if they're different
gotcha.
numbers, one of the numbers determines the damage type.
Oh, I see. On a hit, the target choose one of the D8s. The number rolled on that die determines the attack's damage type, as shown below.
Yes.
Okay.
So we want a 3, everyone.
Yes,
Three.
we want a 3.
3 is what we.
We want a
Want.
3.
You got
Three.
this.
3.
Okay, so
Oh.
force damage is what I'm
Yeah.
going to choose.
Oh,
Sounds good.
I'm going to choose
counts.
force.
Yeah.
Seven-
Not immune. At least it wasn't cold.
Yeah, that was
right, but I can choose. If it's the same one, though, it'll jump. It won't matter. 11 plus 27 points of damage.
7
Force
points.
damage.
Okay. Ends Olma's turn.
I'm gonna. Actually, I'm probably gonna run more because this is not a fun place to be. I am still getting
It
hit
is
by
not.
things, and
Okay.
I don't like it. So
Where are
I'm
you
gonna
gonna head?
run further away behind the bushes
Okay.
that I see over. Can I see
To
the
the right?
bushes?
Crap. You can only see the creatures. You're not sure
Mhm.
what you're in.
Then
yeah.
I'm just gonna blindly run
Okay.
away.
Okay.
But over. No, like I'm gonna run to. Should I just roll to where
was
do
gonna
I
say,
run?
You can pick a D. You roll a D8.
But I
and
want to
it'll-
run away from them, but still be within range. So along the shoreline is where I would intend to run. Like,
Okay.
so I would want to run to my left,
Okay.
but
20, 25, 30.
yeah,
Like
sure,
over that way? Okay.
sure,
You probably
yeah.
want to stay away from the water's edge, I'd
Yes.
imagine, because it is icy and a little treacherous.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you just kind of take off running that way. I'll say, yeah. You take off running that way. You know what I'm going to say is because we haven't necessarily ruled, like you guys haven't been rolling with disadvantage, all that, I'm going to say there is like just enough dim light from the starlight for Olma and Flint, like just enough to see the landscape. It is still very, very dim, but you guys can at least see. That way we don't have to wreck on anything or whatever, or deal with it moving forward. But yeah, you're able to see the shoreline, you coast along it. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
No.
Okay.
I was hoping you'd want to stall more.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep. Things.
One, we are going to do our first flashback. So I would like for you, Seeker, to recount something as
Forgot about that.
you fall unconscious. Could you explain to us or tell us something that Seeker might think about as the darkness takes him for a moment?
It's nighttime, and in a temple. It's very cold. I can see my breath. I'm looking down at the ground, and I look up, and I see my grandmother, Eldra. And she's at the head of the temple, talking. Can't hear her. I'm not really paying attention to her. She walks over to me and says something, still not paying attention. Seeker! She yells, snap my attention. I look up, look her in the eye. She smacks me across the face. What, grandmother? She just stares. Cold, cold stare. And my heart almost stops. And that's where it ends.
I'm going to need everybody else to avert your eyes, please, as I'm going to have Seeker roll his death saving throw.
Can't watch this. Sorry, Jane.
Dolores, fickle, magical creature, where are you?
Is that a good sign?
That's a good sign. I'm going to just roll the dice.
We don't know.
We don't know where he is.
Oh, man.
Can I look now?
All right.
All right.
I need to roll my wild magic.
You do, because you
Sorry.
just cast a spell.
Oh,
Out of one?
I think it's a
it's a
7.
seven. It's a seven. It's a seven.
was like, are you
It's very
kidding
yeah.
me right now?
No, it's a seven.
I had to look at the one to make
This
sure
is
it was
a
not
lot.
the one, but
Yeah.
I had to look.
All right.
These they do make
Okay.
them look so much alike.
All right.
That is going to end Seeker's turn and brings us to Flint.
All right. Let me know. Are we in dim light?
Yes, you're in dim light.
Bonus action: summon the sword as the mist comes together and the darkness kind of also intertwines with it. And I'm going in for some attacks on this one. And right in front of me, that has the shadows gripping at the bottom of its feet. Its feet. It's like gripping at something.
Kind of like you don't see the paws. You just see like the legs, and then it kind of goes into this amorphous mist there a little bit.
Okay, so this is at advantage because dim, and I have the curse on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it hits. So first attack is 27.
27 hits. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
That's 2d8. Of course, I don't have my d8 with me. I'll take this one and this one. Okay, that's good. 12 plus 7, so 19.
19 points of damage.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the first strike.
Okay. Second strike.
Second strike. Oh, I'm so close. Okay, that's
What is so close?
it's 18.
It's an 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
What? Of what?
Yeah.
Of what?
So 28.
Yeah. Hits.
Yeah.
So 16 plus 7, 23.
Awesome. All right.
For the second one, is it still up?
3 points of damage as you go, as it sort of swipes out at you and misses twice. How do you counter and end this creature?
I thought it was like only this to you, but as I dodge the last attack, I kind of want to like, as I'm dodging it, I like hold my hand out, and as I'm dodging the attack, my hand summons the sword, and I bring it up under, and then again stab it right into the chest area if I can. As the final blow.
Absolutely. And you see as like you stab
like
into its
this.
chest, it sort of like twitches and its form starts to like shift, and then it sort of suddenly like shrinks into this tiny ball of like warbling blue, which then shatters and like it spreads out in this mist, and this creature is vanished, incorporeal, has no remains left behind.
And I think something happens when it dies. I don't know how that looks.
Yeah. So as the creature perishes, the shadows move to you and latch onto you, and you get temporary hit points, I believe, equal to.
Oh, there was more damage to the attack. I forgot, but it's fine.
It was
We're
enough.
good. We're good.
And you regain how many hit points?
I'm looking right now. Sorry, I think it's plus.
Are the rest of us able to see that?
It's dark.
No, 'cause
Oh, we have
it's- I mean, it's
You
dim
have
light.
dark vision. Kellic, you see.
So do I.
And so does Thessaly, yeah.
And I'm right next to you,
guys
so I
see-
definitely see.
You guys see,
I've seen.
you guys see the shadows, yeah.
Our two humans are off in
And
the
so
distance.
it'll be plus int score.
Boy.
My eyes are like wide as
2, so I
saucer.
get 3.
Okay, you get 3 temporary
We
hit
get them
points.
dilated
temporary.
pupils.
Okay.
Is it just temporary? Does that end Flynn's?
That is my bonus. That is my action. My actions, and then I will, if I can, I'll use all my movement to try and just get down. If I could get down, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, to the left side of it. If I can run down around, so I don't have to jump.
Okay.
I have 25 feet of movement.
Yeah, you can get right to there. I will say that you're like right on the ice's edge because you're right at the edge of where Kellic's flame strikes. So you, because you're so small, you can manage to sit at the edge of that ice.
Sure.
But if like a heavier creature were to go there, like it kind of like
melted
shifts.
right around there.
Yeah, so it's shifting under your weight.
All right, I'll chill there.
I
for
would
now.
say that like starting your turn at the start of each of your turns, just because of the precarious nature,
okay.
we'll have you make an acrobatics check. Not crazy hard, but you are going to have to make an acrobatics check to maintain your footing.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, yeah, that's my turn.
All right, cool.
Get those down.
That is the end of Flynn's turn and brings us to
Wait.
Kel.
Action surge.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
You still got
let's
action
do
surge.
some damage.
Okay.
Go.
I forgot. I thought I used it.
Well, did you use it during the giant fight?
Short rest.
a
It comes
short
back
rest.
on a short rest.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
fighters.
because we're
Yeah, I want to get these things down.
Okay, go
Because they're
ahead.
doing a lot of damage to us.
Fighters. They're just
Fighters,
All right,
man.
So good.
This is
Everything comes back on a short
advantage.
rest. All
Yeah,
of their
it's-
abilities.
they could just
They're built for that.
They are.
Them and monks. Them and
20
monks.
total.
20 total to hit. Hits. Go ahead
Yeah,
and
it
roll
does.
for me.
Sorry about the bait and switch there.
Yeah.
11, 18 points for the first.
18 points for the first. All right.
Second attack.
Go ahead.
21.
21. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
14.
14 points.
14 points of damage. All right.
And then I will stand there precariously.
Cool. All right. That's going to end Flynn's turn.
I
And brings us
can't do my
to
own. So.
Kellic.
Okay. I don't know where Seeker is.
Mm-mm. You would have no. Yeah.
Whose tent was he in? He was in your tent. But you were, yeah.
I am going to survey the battlefield. How let's see. Okay, how does everyone look, including Ice Wolf?
Do you have to step out
Ice
at all?
Wolf is, like I mentioned earlier, it was having a hard time holding its form. It is flickering,
Okay.
barely holding its form.
Okay.
As you look around, I think, well, obviously you don't see Seeker.
I don't see Seeker.
Flynn,
I
I
probably
think,
don't
is
really see him.
doing okay. You probably can't see Olma. Griff is unharmed, and
Mhm.
Brim is he's fine.
Okay. I mean, with that information, I'm not going to try to heal anybody.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do another flame strike.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
take it out.
Again, a tiny snapping sound near my arm
Okay.
as I flare it out, and a huge bursting sound as another pillar of flame comes out. It's another deck save from
Let's go. Let's go.
Dex save.
from
Okay.
Wolf.
Get it.
Kellic, this creature does not have enough hit points to sustain this.
Oh.
If you'd like to roll your damage, you're more than welcome. But
Death.
this creature, tell me how it
Even
goes.
if it wins, even if it succeeds and takes
Even
half
if it
damage.
succeeds,
and-
with the vulnerability, there's no way it
It'll,
takes
okay.
this.
Okay.
Hey.
Good. Good. Yeah. I mean, it'll just be again. You've seen me tear these rifts in the fabric of the universe, and again, it just opens up above it, and this column of flame just erupts out. Normally, it's this kind of like you see this like dust come out, but this is just sudden pop explosion of fire.
Yeah.
And it just there's no there's no remnant of it after the fire has dissipated. There's just nothing there. It's just completely dissipated.
Gone. It's just gone.
Mm.
And in that sort of flash of fading light, I'm going to keep us in initiative order because this matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, action, Kellic, anything else?
Can I just call out, everyone all right? And I will start to make my way out into the battlefield proper to start looking to check everybody out the way I would normally after a fight.
Absolutely.
I can't see anything.
That ends Kellic's turn.
That'll be my turn because I can't light anything up.
Yeah, that's
Brings us to Thessaly.
Okay. So I know we're in initiative, but there are no threats in front of me right now.
Mhm.
So, full honesty, at the end of any combat,
You look
this
for
is
Seeker.
how my attention diverts. It goes Seeker, Olma, Kellic.
Go ahead and make.
So,
myself.
it's because I know. It's because I know you're fine.
Do you first go try it?
No.
I need you
I go Seeker first.
to make your choice of a perception or investigation check for me.
Okay. Okay.
I like how you rolled that.
That looked good.
I'm telling you, I don't. Whatever. It is a 16.
16.
It was a perception check,
Oh,
to
right.
be clear.
You look and you don't see Seeker.
But I do. So I don't
You
see
don't
Seeker.
see him.
I am going to start. Well, then, with a bonus action or whatever can be used in this moment, my movement, I am going to start walking. Should I roll? I don't know what direction to walk. I don't think I'd walk further into camp. I would probably walk generally towards Flynn's direction to see if he was engaging it from another side. Like, I can't imagine that he would still be in the camp. I don't think that that's where my logic would go.
Yeah, you can make your way in any direction you choose.
Okay, I'm going to move my full 30 feet going like behind Flynn, I guess,
Okay.
and scanning the area still.
Make sure it's gone too.
Yeah, you sort of kind of move over in this direction.
And
You look.
I'll yell out, Seeker?
Don't hear a response.
I start to panic.
That brings us to Brim's turn. Brim turns to you, Kellic. Says, Kellic. And he runs. His passive perception is 25.
Yeah, that dude's Captain Perception.
He has expertise in perception, so he says,
Yeah.
Kellic. And he runs. Step of the wind, bonus action. He gets to you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 35
I mean, he could probably
feet.
run around me 6 times. And still
He has 150 feet of movement.
Yeah.
He's going to pick, monk, bonus step of the wind, bonus action, dash, action. He's going to pick you up. He's going to roll a strength check to do it.
Pick him up?
Of course. Seeker's the one who has most welcomed Brim out of everybody.
Yeah, the first person
He was the first person
you
they-
mentioned.
I'm aware. No, I
Yeah.
wanted
So,
to make
that's
sure.
You're
wanted to
just
hold
noting. You're noting.
I'm just
that.
noting it.
Okay.
I'm fine. I'm normal.
Sure.
He's going to make.
I'm normal.
Best friend too.
Everything is fine.
He picks you up, and then you guys see as Brim reaches down, and he can see you because he's a Genasi, he has dark vision, and he drags you back to Kellic because he knows that Kellic can fix this. So you see as you can see like Seeker is like blue, everything, like all his skin is like covered.
Oh, dear.
He is unconscious, and you can see just like the faintest little bit of steam escaping from his lips. That is going to end Brim's turn. Bring us to Griff. Brings us to moves in. He can't do anything. This brings us to Olma.
Gonna walk, like make my way back. I can't see anything though, so I'm just gonna
Okay.
try.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't have any, because I don't have my backpack on me either, so I don't have any like.
Oh.
It's back in the tent.
Yeah, so I don't have anything, like I can't like.
Okay. And again, we're still in initiative order just because every bit
Yeah.
of timing matters here. Seeker?
Yeah.
Do I get to go?
No, you're after.
You're
You're
after.
after him.
Oh, I'm after him.
You're
Yeah,
after
you're
him.
right. Sorry, I thought my bad. Go.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
We came out of combat
Yeah.
initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just because of this sequence of events is technically kind of all happening at once, so we have to stay in initiative to determine what happens.
Yep.
Seeker. I need everybody to avert their eyes. And I want you to roll another death saving.
Does he get a memory?
Does.
Or do we
Thank
do
you
that
for the
before or
reminder.
after the roll? Is that-
Before the roll.
Oh, memory. As a teenager, I'm running through streets. The sun is setting, and I'm picking items off of stands as I move, and also practicing picking other items off of stands with my mage hand. And floating plums, other interesting floating items as I move through this floating city. And as I come to turn a corner, run down an alley, and start to empty my pockets, a man walks up to me and says, "Not here, not here," and walks down the alley, and I follow, just kind of with a smirk on my lips.
As the young seeker, hair.
Yes, there is hair.
Yeah, as young seeker, hair, the youthful features, adroitly already learning the tricks of the trade. The mage hand sort of following behind as one by one invisible trinkets make their way, invisible fruits and little bits, just the practice, the honing of the craft for years. As we see that memory, I need everybody to avert their eyes, please. Go ahead and pick it up. That ends Seeker's turn. Brings us to Flynn.
Okay, so I'm hearing stuff. I can't see. What I'm going to do is I'd like to, as an action, rub my fingers together. That green flame emanates, and I'll tap my shoulder as I cast light on my shoulder. And I will use my movement to get as close to them as I can to help provide light for whatever Kellic needs to do.
Okay.
Noticing that once the light comes up, I'll see what's going on. I'll get up there.
All right.
Yeah.
Action movement.
Bonus action? Hold on. I don't think it matters, though. I do like... Help.
Hope is a bonus action.
You can cry. Crying's a free action.
Crying's free.
Always
I think we've established that sobbing is an action.
sobbing is an action.
Crying. There was a form of crying
Weeping.
that was a bonus action.
Weeping.
Weeping is a bonus action.
What is wailing?
Wailing?
That's gotta be
Feels
an
like an
action,
action.
right?
Yeah.
That's got to be a full
That takes
action.
some-
You have to be a fighter to wail. You have to action.
Oh.
I don't think I have anything. So yeah, that,
Okay.
It
that's
takes
it.
movement to
I'll bring the
go
light up.
fetal, right?
I'll bring
Go
the light
for it.
up,
All
and
right,
then
you
that'll
bring
be
the
my
light up,
turn.
and you guys see as the light sort of falls over Seeker in Brim's arms, it brings us to Kellic.
And this green light.
No, just like without a breath, just stabilize him with spare the dying, and then I'm gonna. I mean, does that pull us out of initiative? Because I guess if I'm,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if he's at death's door, which he is, I guess I would just cure wounds to just have these embers pour from my palm like a coat of dust that would just like dissipate the frost that's on top of him.
All right.
And that would be 13 points of healing.
The ashes sort of spread, and you see as the ice on his face turns to like dew as it melts into water.
Ah.
Seeker, hey, you with us? Hey. Good to see you there.
Cold.
You look cold. Let's get a fire going, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm running over. I bowl Flynn over to like tackle Seeker into a
I'll
hug.
try and move
I
out of the
push
way,
him out
yeah.
of the way.
Okay.
But I'll head to the fire and help get it started, get some warmth.
All right. So Flynn goes over, Brim helps you with the fire. It roars back to life as Seeker, you feel that cold very quickly in the warmth of Kellic's magic begin to dissipate from you, and in the warmth of Thessaly's embrace as she holds you. And you're left with that sort of those lingering memories, wondering maybe why those were the things you saw in those moments. We are out of initiative order. Come back. You are free to act as normal.
It's a good thing Brim was here. I couldn't pick you out from the brush.
What happened?
What do you mean? Where do we begin? What were those things? What did you call them, Griff?
Thoilai. They're elementals. From what I know of them, they're servants.
Of what?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Boreas.
Who?
Huh?
The North Wind. One of the Fae.
Oh. Good.
Ha.
Great. Wonderful.
Not to be confused with an archfey, right?
Yes.
Yes, to be confused, or sort of what?
What is? Have I heard of this thing?
Have I?
Boreas?
Go ahead and make some history
Yeah.
checks for me, gang.
I'm slowly making my way.
Since
Yeah,
I
I mean,
studied
could I,
Archfey, could I get advantage?
Go for it.
Can I roll to see if
Yeah.
I know?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ah,
Is it history?
It's a 7 for me.
so
I got a,
cold.
Hey, we're getting the fire that's on.
A
Just
6.
pull the quote over.
Yeah,
I'll
with
take
the
off.
fires up.
I'll take off my coat and I'll put it on.
Yeah.
I hang on our shoulders. Formal.
Thanks, Calic.
Of course.
Um,
I'm gonna throw a firebolt on the fire.
you throw a firebolt on the fire, kind of goes up, and you can feel now the air returning to a normal,
Yeah.
hospitable
Mhm.
level of cold. It's still cold, but it's not the clenching depths of cold that you felt just a few moments ago.
Yeah.
As the temperature very quickly climbs back up. What was your guys' roll? So yours was an 8?
A 6.
6?
Yeah. The fucking 6. I think. Yeah. 6.
6.
Sorry. 7.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah, and you've all, the name doesn't really ring a bell. Yeah.
What's a fae?
Well, it's like a fairy.
Flynn, we've had this conversation. You know what a fae is.
When? I don't know.
We've been
Remember
talking
the
about Archfey Dalma.
Dalmok?
Oh, okay. They're the same thing? Oh.
Well, Archfey, they're, Arch means like above. So it's
Right.
like a bigger fae or
Oh.
higher up in the hierarchy kind of fae.
More powerful, usually.
So they're bad.
Right. No, not intrinsically.
But unless they're sending wolves after us, I would qualify
But the
that as-
stories I was told as a child fae were always sort of well-intended, but maybe a bit dangerous in their methods. That's just my understanding.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go back to sleep?
Yes, I think that's fine. Griff? Or do you think there'll be more Twilight?
I don't know, but I'll keep an eye out. I'm all right.
I am as well, so Alma, you can rest for sure.
I want to go back to sleep.
Go to bed, Alma.
Me too.
Yeah, come on.
Seeker, are you sure you're going to be okay?
No.
Seeker, take my
You-
bedroll as well. Just stack up, yeah?
I'll be in the tent with him.
I know, just more cover is better.
I'm going to give Seeker some of my lay on hands pool real
Okay.
fast. I'm going to give you 20 points.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Just,
I give you your cloak
maybe
back.
try to sleep close to the fire, or, Brim, could you do anything to help him, sleep more warm? Could you create, a flame inside? No, don't create a flame inside the tent. That would be bad. Don't, you're all,
I mean, I'll sit in the tent with you.
Okay.
You also need sleep too, right?
Yeah, but I'll be all right. I don't use magic like you guys, so, and I got enough sleep. I'll be all right.
Okay.
Are you certain? We need everyone at full capacity.
Yeah.
You
And-
could sleep in the tent with us, is what
It's
I'm
true.
saying. We could just all three.
Yeah,
Cozy up.
yeah. We'll snuggle.
This giant fiery man saying snuggle.
Snuggle cuddle.
Kind of says it, and his mouth kind of turns up at his own joke. Says, me being in there, I can make sure it's warm. And you guys go. And he goes into the tent with you guys, but he's not going to sleep. Like, he's going to stay up.
Well,
As I like am crawling into the tent, I'm like, Kelly, is this what your knees feel like? All of the time.
I'm glad you're still in fighting form, Baker.
He's alright.
Brim in the tent, he just casts produce flame, and then like his natural it heats up in that tent pretty fast. So
Okay.
he just uses produce flame to like warm
I
it up
am
for you
like
guys.
starfish then.
Oh.
If it's warm enough, I'm like when I start going to sleep, I'm curled in a tight little ball, and then as the tent warms up, I just slowly stretch out.
This is like what it's like sleeping with my daughter. Like, why is there a foot on my face?
Right, there's a foot, there's an elbow somewhere. You're like, how many elbows do you have?
So many. I am all knees and elbows.
Amazing.
My whole body.
So Brim will settle down with the two of you, but he stays awake. His ears he's paranoid now.
Yeah, how much longer do we have on our watch?
Brim and Flynn their watch is come to an end.
Included, yeah.
Griff offers to take over. He says, you guys all get some rest. We'll take a few extra hours and we'll make up the time.
All right. I mean, if you want to get some rest as well, Griff, me and Thessaly are good here.
I can't sleep, but I'll go for a walk. Make sure there's nothing else around.
Actually, before I go to bed, if I could talk to you a bit about what just happened.
Yeah, you want to walk?
Sure. And I'll run into the tent really quick, and I'll grab a book out of my bag, and I'll go take a walk with him.
Cool.
Before I head out.
He unslings his bow and sort of he pulls both of the short swords out, make sure they didn't get stuck in the sheaths with the frost, and puts them back and sort of shakes his head. And then he.
Do you mind? I don't know if this is what you wanted to ask about, Flynn, but could you expound a bit on this Boreas fella?
Yeah. I don't know much, but look, when part of our lore and what we learn about as woodsmen is the threats that we can come across. I don't know much, but there are several archfey who inhabit different parts of the world, from what I know. They're angels. They used to be. And a long time ago, at some point, they decided to stick around, gave up their divinity to tie themselves to the land or the elements or something else. But Boreas was a servant of Ilduria.
Huh.
And during the Fey Wars, they fell. They tried to take over. They tried to exert their influence on the world, and they were beaten. And from what I know, Boreas retreated to the elemental planes and took up the moniker the Lord of the North Wind.
So, as to why he would have his servants come to our camp, do you think this is a happenstance, or did he send them?
Do they go on patrols or something?
I don't know. I don't know a lot. I just know that he commands creatures, elementals like this of the cold, and sends them out to do his bidding. As to why they're here, we are always taught during the Long Eve. Every year we have to be way more cautious. The Long Eve, when the night is long and dark, it's just a time.
Right.
Things come out.
Anything cold is just going to get colder, harder, warmer, etc.
And from what I understand, barriers between places get thin.
We witnessed some of that.
So, but as to why they're here, I've never seen them in person. I've only learned about them.
So, well, it stands to reason that maybe he's just territorial over the forest. Maybe.
They, from what I understand, are quixotic, in a word. Could be. Territory. Just letting his hounds blow off some steam.
Literally.
In a word.
Yeah.
Look at the steam still coming out of the...
Well, hopefully... Should we move camp? I mean, does he have any way to know that they died here? Or evaporated or whatever happened? And I look back out to the water to make sure.
We'll move in a bit.
I think
It's
this
just a bit longer. We need to stay here and then we'll get out. Don't want to force secret travel right now.
No.
Let's keep an eye out.
Just from the tent.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, if I could, I would love to write some of this stuff down before I go to sleep. It's fresh in my head, and you might be able to help me do that.
Yeah. Walk with me.
And I'll head off with you.
Okay. Which leaves Olma, Seeker, and Brim in the tent, and then Thessaly and Kellic, you guys on watch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll start with the two of you. Yeah. As Griff and Flynn walk off, sort of, the sound of their footsteps crunch in the snow kind of fades off into the distance, and you see their forms eventually go away as they go deeper into the woods to kind of scout around, make sure nothing else is going to surprise you in the night. It leaves just the two of you sort of sitting around the fire.
Mm.
I would have taken my sketchbook out after people had walked off to attempt to try and do my nightly ritual of drawing, but I'm so distracted by what just happened that the ink from the pen just starts to blop, blop, onto the page, and it ruins anything that could have been made there. Yeah, just full eyes blank, staring at the page but off at the same time.
Ostendi nobis. I'll light up bandage and begin rewrapping my arm. That'll give us some additional light outside of the campfire.
You see the light kind of... You can see there's just the edges of all the sort of crystallized snow from where their frigid breath kind of, as around the fire it's beginning to melt, but out there, where the frost still holds, there's these big jagged crystals of ice that are sort of lead up right and then stop right at the edge of the fire. And it kind of illuminates them, and it casts eerie shadows kind of amongst them, and then out onto the lake you see that's already beginning to freeze back over.
Archfey.
They seem to keep coming up. Sounds like they've been coming up for you for a while.
Well,
the three of you.
The first one with Dalmok. And other than that, we've had no exposure.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you've been around Olma this whole time, and apparently she's maybe
related to one. So they're angels who stuck around.
They're angels whose purposes became changed, I guess.
From whatever it was that the gods sent them to do, which was just end the war.
Is it? You know a lot more about that than I. Yes, end the war.
Yes, yeah. I mean, that was it. As far as all of my teachings went, just that the gods they needed executors of their will, so they sent the angels.
I'm coming to the conclusion that maybe East Haven just has a very shitty temple. Maybe they just need to be re-educated. I didn't learn any of this.
It could be so. There are good clergy and bad clergy. I've come to know this.
I did start running away from my lessons pretty early, though.
It doesn't seem like it. I don't know. How early did you stop?
Like 7 or 8, maybe.
Hey, so not quite past picture books, right?
Nope. So.
It's all right. Certainly for all my education, I never heard the outcast being a god and the gods being mortals before they were gods. So, what's it good for anyway? Right.
I mean, I think it's good for something. It seems to
It's at least context for what we're looking at. But
I don't know what it means, though. And do you think it could just be a coincidence that wolves from Boreas came here?
I don't know.
I'm asking the impossible of you. I apologize.
I mean, when we were traveling through tunnels, we fought insects that lived in the tunnels. That was coincidence. Maybe these wolves just live here. But the Fae element of it does... Well, it adds a wrinkle. So I don't know.
I don't know that worrying about it will do us any good anyway. They've already struck.
Aye. But if we've made some enemy of Boreas, then it's some concern. Why that would be the case, though, beyond me.
Kellic. I've been getting a feeling from Seeker lately that he's less cautious since he joined you all. He seems very excited about your cause, and I don't think that's wrong. I think what we're all trying to do is a good thing, but
We make a lot of noise. That's what he's always said about us.
I'm worried. Yes, well, he says that about everyone that's not him, though.
Well,
so
aye, but
he thinks
it's especially true of us. There's no denying
we're
it.
not very conspicuous.
No, it's I don't know. It's a lot easier to keep alive when nobody can spot you the way Seeker does. But if he's with the rest of us, he's in danger.
We all are, and
But you think he's being more reckless even in his own way?
I don't know. Ever since we went to the portal at the summit with Shrai's people, I've just felt really uneasy in a way that I haven't in our previous work, and we acquired some important materials. I don't know how your magic works for this, but and I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the diamond that I keep in my chest pocket underneath the chainmail. I would need something like this to channel Fenra to to pull off a little miracle and bring someone back.
Right.
I don't know how Thamir and Zachary work with that.
Before.
If I want someone else to be looking out for him too.
Well, I'm looking out for all of us.
I want someone to be looking out for Seeker a little more than they're looking out for... If it comes down to Seeker or me, I want you to choose Seeker.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't? What if what do you mean? What do you...
I can't choose Seeker over you, Thessaly.
Well, you would have to... So you would... But, okay, I'm putting a scenario that this isn't even that big of... We'd all go down. We don't go down.
We will
but we
not.
are in danger
I
a
will
lot.
keep us alive. I will.
He almost... What do you... He almost got frozen.
And then I brought him back. And he's gonna be fine.
What if he'd been too late? What if we hadn't found him? What if he was, buried in a snowdrift?
Well, that's...
What if Brim hadn't been here? I couldn't see him.
That's the risk that's upon us all. Obviously, I'm not God, and they can't seem to control anything either, so there's no preventing the chaos of the world, right?
Right, but within that, we can make choices.
Right, and I would... If I had to, I would choose you.
I look away.
But I won't have to, Thessaly. And I'll look after Seeker. I will. If you'll let me.
Kellic, you don't want to choose me. You don't.
don't I?
No. If... Do you want... You've seen me angry.
I...
Do you want me angry when I come back and Seeker's dead on the ground and I'm still alive?
Better angry than dead. I would spend the rest of my days with an angry Thessaly over no Thessaly at all.
That's...
I'm sorry. I don't want to disappoint you. I don't intend to. I will keep Seeker alive as to the best of my ability, I promise.
But
if you're asking me to choose, can't.
Why? But maybe you don't see it. Maybe you don't. But he has such a good heart. He does.
I think there's something you don't see.
Like what? I can't. I thought this was something I could trust you with. I don't
want to break your Thessaly.
He's more important than me. He is.
Not to me.
And I don't know what to do with this, feeling of frustration. So I stand up and I start... I don't know. I walk in a... Where am I at?
You're here by the fire, both of you. You guys are sort of sitting here.
I don't want to go the direction Brim and
you're
Flynn
here.
went.
Kelly's here. They're way gone. They're gone. Griff and Flynn are off the map.
Saber-tooth tiger's just killing
we
us.
just delete them. They're gone. They're gone forever.
They're gone and dead.
And then that's Thessaly. And then Brim and Oma and Seeker are in this den over here.
I will walk towards the shore. I get over towards where we found
You move
where
over
Brim found
here.
Seeker. I'm gonna march off.
Stomps off.
Not how I pictured that going. I sort of look back to the tent where Seeker and Brim and Oma are curled up, and you can see the steam, I imagine, sort of radiating off of it from the snow around it.
You just see up because it's so bright in there. You see just a silhouette sitting up with a flame in his hand.
Just massive Brim just standing.
And then you as he hears, he just just a polite cough, just I'm here. So if you wanna, he's just I don't. It's just that's just a.
I just look away. I just look toward the water as though I did not.
Amazing.
And I will look up at the darkened night sky. What am I to do? What can I control? Will you not help me find Diana? Will you not help me stop this? If you could undo what you've done, would you? And I just pick up a stick and toss it into the fire.
As you pick up the stick, toss it into the fire, a sort of a gust of wind kind of kicks up. You see a bunch of frost sort of blow out, and it kind of swirls up into the air. And you see sort of the firelight reflected through the ice for a moment. There, kind of in front of you, looks like a little expanse of stars. And we'll move over to the two in the forest.
Will they? Won't they? Will they? Won't they?
I know, it kills me.
Slow burn over here.
But yeah, so you find yourself next to Griff. He says not a word. He's just kind of stomping around, and once he gets out of reach of camp, pulls an arrow, knocks it, and then it's just sweeping, his eyes are just sweeping across the forest.
He's sitting. We're standing. We're stationary now.
Mm-hmm. And As he walks off into the forest, he kind of looks at you and then kind of sighs and closes his eyes. And there's like a moment, like kind of radiating outward from him. There's it's a feeling. It's not like there's nothing visible. You just feel something kind of wash over you. And he sort of closes his eyes, and then a moment later he opens them. I think we're safe for tonight.
What was that? So weird. Is that magic?
Of a kind.
What'd it do?
Tells me what's around.
Can you teach it to me?
No.
Why not?
Because you can't.
I totally can. I didn't bring the book. So I brought a different book, but I can go back and get the other one and show you. I have like a bunch of stuff written in it.
It's not magic like you do.
What is it then?
Mine.
Okay. And I will go bring out my bestiary, the book that I grabbed. I will flip it open to the next empty page, and I'll kind of start writing down. I'd like to spend some time. I'll sit right next to Griff, and I'll start writing down in the book just notes of those monsters.
As you sit down, he like starts walking away, like actively, like he's moving. He's not like walking away from you, but he's not like gonna sit.
If I notice that, I'll like, okay, hold on, and I'll stand up and I'll try
running
and
after him
and
with
walk
the book.
as I follow him. And then after I get down most of the stuff that I learn that they're clouds, that they have like cold breath, I'll start writing down that stuff and how hardy they are. I'll maybe just pipe up and you said Boreas. How do you spell that?
And he takes a moment to think. Boreas.
A? Oh, okay. And I'll erase a U and I'll just scratch out a U and I'll change it to an A. Okay. And you said those things were servants of Boreas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you slow down? I'm almost done. It's gonna help us later if we run into him again, so I just need to write down the information.
He stops and turns and looks at you.
Yeah, okay. Anything else you can tell me about them that I should write down? I keep a notebook of all this, part of the collective.
They're vulnerable to fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Their howls can kind of drive people crazy.
Okay. Is that why Brim tried to hit me?
Probably.
Okay. Brim, not bad. Got it.
Could be other things.
Says, if you're close to them, it sucks.
Yep.
They are vulnerable to. I already said that. I don't know, man. They move fast.
Okay.
They can summon blizzards.
Huh.
And any fire that gets close to them that's not magic is
I saw that.
extinguished.
Okay.
That's a feature they inherit from their master, I think.
Interesting.
That's all I know.
So do you think that Boreas person lives in these woods?
No.
Huh.
Like we would
shut the book and interesting.
Good.
Yeah. We can keep going.
Walk.
All right. And I'll stay right behind me. And I'll just keep walking. And so do we need to be quiet or
Can you?
I mean, I was just
Not talking. I mean your steps. You're loud.
oh sure. And I'll just kind of like crouch down a little bit and attempt to be quieter.
Okay.
But then I will also go into a whisper.
Uh-huh.
And I'll just kind of
Yeah, his voice carries like 5 feet. Like
Yeah.
he does. He's got a very good like stage whisper. Like
Yeah.
he can talk without being loud at all.
I will try and imitate it as best as possible. So, do you like go out on your own a lot? Do your own thing? Seems like you're kind of good by yourself.
Mostly, but there's lots of us in town. I mean, usually we go out in pairs, keep each other safe.
So, like, I'm part of a group that kind of does the same thing,
Uh-huh.
and I just think that's pretty cool.
sure that's great.
So like how do you do it? Like how do you stay alive out on your own?
I mean, I don't. You don't. Most
What?
people go down on their own, die.
Right, that's what I'm trying to avoid.
So don't go out alone.
But like the whole thing is like we're supposed to do that. We're supposed to be self-sufficient, just like you are.
This is from your whatever?
Yeah, the Iron Light Collective.
You sound full of shit.
I mean, and I will straighten my armor and shift my pauldron. You're talking to a sentinel right now, so yeah, you don't know what that is.
Okay. He doesn't say anything. He just.
Well, they teach us a lot. Like I learned a lot of survivable skills and how to stay alive. But just I'm just curious if I can trade any tips with you.
I mean, yeah. You learn on your own,
Yeah, you do.
but everybody learns on their own. Doesn't mean you. Yeah. My Ness has saved my life more times than I can count.
Right.
So have the others. The only reason there's not another is because there's already a lot of you.
Yeah.
We can't spare the resources right now with the town being,
Well,
and I volunteered. Walks quickly away.
I'll try and catch up. Hold it. Slow down. I mean, no. Actually, you know what? You're right. Go your speed, and I will keep up.
Okay.
But I am getting cold, so if we can go back soon, that'd be great. I am also tired. And hungry.
Okay. I think we should just go back. Yeah. But come on. And he just walks.
I'll start following him. Did it seem like he wanted to say something?
Mm-hmm.
I'll if I notice that, I'll be like, oh, I'll continue following him. What? You need to talk to me.
What was that stuff you did?
What do you mean?
And he just looks at you like all flat.
That's my magic.
Fair.
It's pretty cool, huh?
You did good.
I know. Then I'll continue walking with him.
You guys get back to camp. To you see Thessaly standing by the water as Kellic sits and stares
Oh,
into
actually,
the
no.
fire.
I went to go punch a tree.
Oh.
So she's not there when I get back, I'm guessing?
They're
not back?
Probably. I don't know how
Whatever
long.
time it
How
is.
long is Thessaly sort of running around,
Well, I don't want to get splinters in my knuckles, so
taking a rage out on a?
yeah, enough to. I was gone for like 10 minutes, and then I came back, and then I probably sat down to keep watch because I know that that's what I'm supposed to be doing. But I would have very intentionally turned my back to Kellic and sat as far away from him while still in camp as possible.
Okay.
I would say nothing, but I'm just picking when they return.
Mhm.
I'd just be picking up any debris nearby me and just breaking it and throwing it in the fire. Just sort of absently.
One by one.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Awesome. So
So we get back and we just see
yeah,
that.
you get back, and then Griff just puts his hand on your shoulder. He goes, "Go to sleep."
Yeah.
And then he turns and heads back into the woods.
I'll make a glance over to those two, and I'll just be like, I'll just make a smirk, I'll go,
I'll just give Flynn a nod and just,
All right.
I was like,
just a passive thumbs up. to Flynn.
and I will go into the tent that
Awesome.
I have my bags in. I'll pack it up and go to sleep.
All right. You all sort of go in to your disparate to the tents at some.
Oh god, I think Kellic and I were sharing a tent though, weren't we?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
awkward.
As they.
Well, you're the last watch, so you're up now. I
Okay,
think.
Yeah.
okay.
Eventually, after about another little bit or so, Griff comes back, and he says, "You two should also get some rest."
Think we'll be all right.
Yeah, we already
We can.
we slept. I slept for the normal amount I'm used to.
We should be fine.
We're gonna let them sleep a few more hours.
Oh, but so you'll watch.
I got it.
Then I will go get some rest, and I walk past Kellic without looking at him, and I go into the tent.
All right. Okay. I'll stay up.
Unless
Don't know that that's a hospitable area back there.
I can still hear you.
Because of the cold. A seeker has my blanket.
Griff's just looking at you.
Don't know what I did.
He just shrugs.
Okay. How was the walk with then?
He talks.
That he does. What about just monsters and hunting things?
Monsters. Hunting things. Magic.
Magic. He asked you to teach him something, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He's quite the student.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
No, I admire it. Voracious learner.
He gets up, walks over to his tent, comes back out. You see he's got like a long piece of wood, and he just like takes out like a big hunting knife and starts whittling at it. Doesn't say anything else.
Mhm.
Unless you want to, unless there's something you say to him.
I'll just take stock of him
Mhm.
because this is a very familiar type of guy to me. And I would just sort of probably be able to tell he's comfortable not having small talk.
Yeah.
So am I. So we just sit in
You
silence.
just sit there in a very companionable silence, just the two of you. I think at one point or something, he probably takes out a little flask, takes a little drink, just wordlessly hands it to you.
I'll take a sip.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good whiskey.
Ooh.
It burns good, keeps you warm.
I take the first sip, take a second, acknowledge the flavor,
And then he just
look back toward the tent, take another sip.
he literally just nods this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He just words acknowledges that it's good. And then after several more hours, those of you who did go to sleep, you are not awoken by anybody. Everybody except for Kellic and Brim, you may get a long rest. So even if you already got one, go ahead and reset yourselves. He
We'll get
basically
a
get a full rest.
full?
Get a
Okay.
full rest.
Yeah.
You're good.
Then I gotta reset some stuff.
Yeah, everybody gets a
Nice.
full rest. He basically, in the long eve, they don't wake you, and they just let you sleep.
Heyo.
So, yeah, everybody except Kellic, Griff, and Brim all get a long rest.
Needed that.
Yeah.
You okay?
Needed
Yeah.
that.
You good?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Does
We
he-
can
is
have
he
a long
exhausted?
rest.
You're welcome.
Is he
No
exhausted?
damage.
No, he got enough sleep to avoid exhaustion.
Okay.
So did
The
Brim.
aid goes away
and
though,
Griff.
right? We're not.
It's 8 hours, so that's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if 8 hours passes, my aid goes away, right?
So
It's not. I would say that it's not a full hours. Technically, you only really need to sleep for 6. So I'd
Right.
say that
So I
of
have
the
2
eight-
hours
so
left
you
on
have,
aid.
everybody has
Alright.
a few hours left. on
Okay,
the
so we
aid.
have it at the
Yeah.
beginning of the day in case we run into
Yeah.
any.
Yeah, remember
clouds.
that's
And I get a
15,
15
extra,
extra.
15 extra
Yeah, you
for...
can absolutely do a short
Yeah.
rest. Anything you get back on a short rest comes back.
Yeah, from the earlier part.
For a couple more hours.
You get to sustain it. You get it for 2 more hours
Mhm.
during
So,
our
yeah.
time.
2 more hours.
Just in case. I don't.
So, yeah.
I never know what.
Yeah, you're
could
good.
happen.
But eventually, you all quietly, Griff, at some point, he turns to you, Kelly, and just says, "We got to get moving." And he sits up, goes in kind of gently, time to go, just one by one, goes up to each of you, and wakes you up from your tents. And you guys all,
It was the squirrel again.
Again?
moment of just like a furrowing of brow, nod, and then
Yeah.
As I'm walking out of the tent, Brim, thank you for the heat.
You got it.
And then I'm gonna drop down and do 10 push-ups and 10 squats. I feel good.
I'm really glad to hear that.
This wood is
Creepy.
horrible.
Terrible.
It is the worst.
The worst part of going is coming back and walking through this.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. I picked this location, you know?
Well, maybe just don't come back.
Hey, Seeker? I noticed that the last few times we got into little scuffles, you don't do so well.
Oma?
You kind of like fall a lot. For lots of different reasons. Sometimes it's because of the dragon. Sometimes it's because of other reasons. So, like, is there anything you can do to, like, make sure you don't do that again? Because it can be really scary when we finish the fight and everyone's, like, patting themselves, like, okay, how are we doing? And then you're just unconscious.
I look at you. Look you up and down. I look at myself. I look myself up and down. You know, I don't actually choose to go unconscious.
No, I get that, but like you talk to gods, right? And you have magic, so like maybe every once in a while think about how you're doing, you know, before like I have potions and sometimes when I'm not feeling so well, I help myself.
Seeker, do you have potions on you?
I kind of talk at gods, and yes, I have one.
We were assaulted
Fury
by...
that Kellic saw last night is nothing compared to the rage that enters my eyes at this knowledge.
Do I see that?
Yeah.
If I had the chance, I would have used it. Something froze my lungs.
He did kind of get blasted.
We were attacked by the servants of an archfey.
No, I'm
We're incurring a lot of risk being out here.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying just this one time. I mean like the last few fights we've had.
The last one we
it
were
hasn't
attacked by
escaped.
Ka-Om.
My notice, Olma. Seeker, maybe we should look into getting you some different armor or something.
Or like, maybe sometimes you think about helping yourself a little bit before. I mean, we're all here together. So, like, you don't have to do everything on your own. Just like Flynn doesn't have to do everything on his own, and Thessaly doesn't have to do everything on their own, and Kellic doesn't have to do everything on their own, because we're a team. So, like, maybe also think about how you're feeling.
What? How I'm feeling? How I'm feeling is that I got woken up in the middle of the night, and then, I don't know, 10 seconds later, I'm waking up in his arms, looking at him, being tackled by her.
Right, but then the time before that, and then the time before that, and then the time before that.
Well,
I'm just saying.
The dragon is a risk to your health. I think that's certainly something to be aware of. I know that you don't mind that, Seeker, but we all like you. A little bit. So,
a little
if
bit.
You don't... Well, he makes fun of me knees.
I
But I want to keep you around, so maybe don't use the dragon all the time. But I don't blame you for what happened there. We were attacked by powerful creatures.
I'm not blaming. I'm
And
just
he's
saying.
fine. We
I'm
kept
just
him
pointing
alive.
out a pattern.
It's not that much of a pattern. The pattern is we are in danger all the time. That's the pattern.
I look at Brim, shrug. I don't. Whatever. Where's
We've all made it through. That's the other pattern of note here. I can keep us alive.
Can you?
Yeah, he's really good
I
at
have
it.
a pretty good record considering.
Oh yeah, thank you for that.
Didn't you all die?
Thank you. Oh,
Yes,
oh.
but we did not stay dead. I also don't know that we technically died. I think there was a blip. There was a moment where we were unconscious, and then we came back pretty quickly after. I don't think there was that much time that passed in between.
Well, the conclusion that I'm coming to is that I just need to stay closer to you and you need to stop sneaking off. That's because I can also heal. It doesn't just have to be Kellic.
I'm supposed to stay by you, but something froze me in my tent, so I ran off. I thought I would get away from it. Anyway.
Also, Thessaly, your efforts are better spent. You can swing a sword quite a bit better than I can, so let me do my job.
I was pretty close to dying, but I didn't get to talk to a god. So I'm kind of mad about that.
wanted to talk to Loris.
Why not?
I'm just saying maybe we should all try to stay alive and all try to do things that
I agree.
are as safe as possible for ourselves to stay alive.
I don't like that you're saying that I'm not trying to stay alive.
No, I think she's just. I think we're just
No.
worried, Seeker.
No, I hear the words. I understand them. And now I would like to go.
Fine. Let's. Fine.
Look, Griff is like 50 yards away. He's like slugging through the snow. Just over his shoulder goes, hurry up, or we're not going to make it.
Okay, pack up the tents, I guess, as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I'm
he
assuming,
did
yeah.
most of that already.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah. Moves quick.
Since we're in snow,
Hmm.
I'm going to go into my
Oh,
bag
Yeah.
and pull out my, I'm going to call them snow striders. My
Nice.
boots that have the what do you call that? Snowshoe kind of?
Yeah. Like the
Yeah.
the mesh.
Yeah, that allows me to move more quickly in snow.
Awesome.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah, you pretty quickly catch up to Griff up at the front, and he kind of looks over his shoulder at you and kind of nods appreciatively, looks down at the shoes, nods again. And yeah, you guys, unless there was anything else, you guys all start out for the morning. You travel for about 4 hours, and after those first 4 hours, you eventually you start to pretty quick actually in the day. You kind of through the trees, you start to see the peaks of the raging peaks here within the woods start raising up ahead of you, silhouetted by the night. You couldn't quite see them, but in the nighttime, as you get closer without the aid of light, you suddenly see these giant mountains kind of looming up ahead of you. And after about the first half of the day, you kind of start very quickly, the elevation starts climbing. At about the halfway point of the day, Griff calls for a stop. You guys sit down, break. You have a moment to chat if you'd like, but you have some lunch, grab some things, and you can just barely see in the east like a slight different, tiny different coloration to the sky.
Oh,
Just almost like a line on the horizon, very, very, very faint. And it's only in that moment where you sit and rest that you're like, can you see it?
While we're eating, hey Seeker. Hey.
I'm sitting kind of off, away from
Then I'll go over to you where you are. I just wanted to mention I think we might only have a day left of the long eve. Didn't you have a sort of a project you were working on?
Yes,
How much more fabric do you need?
I'm pretty close. Des said she had something that could help, maybe. But I'm pretty close.
I think there might be some kind of well, we don't know, but hopefully some place near the monastery. I'm sure there's some kind of community out there. Brim said they were pretty self-sufficient, so maybe they have a place.
They might have some too.
I just want to look out for you in more ways than one.
I almost forgot. Thank you.
It's the some traditions are worth remembering.
Have you ever asked where Lars is, or the other gods?
Where?
Where?
What do you mean?
Well, you've found them here. Where are the rest?
Well, I think they're kind of in some interstitial space. At the moment, they're not on the high mountain, so they're. I had a sort of vision where I spoke to Famir and Zachriel, and Famir seemed to think or suggest that she was, for lack of a better word, hiding out, a refugee amongst the other planes. Which speaks to why their power is not what it once was. But I don't know, even in those visions, I don't think I'm in a physical place. Sort of a out-of-body experience.
Yeah. Also, there apparently may be a point where I can't be on Tess's side. And you should know. Someone should know. Possibly you. And I kind of glint. Look you up and down.
I'm worthy of knowing things,
Right.
some would say.
You've noticed her left eye, yes.
Of course.
I stayed to her left as a sort of there's a spot where she misses things.
Right.
So if I can't, you should try.
All right. Well, but we're not going anywhere, Seeker.
It has happened.
Sure. I'll be on her left. See, all right. I was coming back to the house the other day and I saw that she was pacing about for the backyard. Bit of distress. Is everything going okay with her?
I don't. She's worried about some things, but I don't. She's a normal self.
Yes, they seem to be their normal self.
Yes. I don't. I can ask. Well, maybe. I don't
Well,
know. I think
it's no matter. I don't mean to pry either. You just known them for so long, so if there's something out of the usual, but I don't want to be invasive with that. So anyway, just wanted to make sure. What color fabric do you need for your?
I think I need pink and I think I have I might need blue and yellow.
Pink, blue, and yellow.
Yes.
All right. Not colors I usually wear, so can't help you there. But maybe there's a tailor or something.
Thank you.
Looking out for you, and gonna be on Tesla's left, and everyone's gonna be fine. And I give him like a half-hearted pat on the shoulder, and I just sort of like, I'm trying to think of the right words, not scamper away, but just like awkwardly stumble away from Seeker.
It's like,
All right.
I just turn my head at that, like, what is
Awesome.
what is happening?
Your midday break comes to an end. Oh, unless.
And one thing,
Yeah,
real quick.
go
I'm sorry,
for it.
real quick.
No, go. Please.
I want to find Brim.
Yeah.
But on my way to finding Brim, if I could skirt by Flynn really quickly, and just in passing, you can try to stop me if you want to, but just in passing, I'm going to say, I saw what you did. With the most like big sister condescending energy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh?
Gonna get you killed one day, Flynn. And then I keep walking.
You don't know that.
Ooh.
And I will go find Brim.
All right. Yeah.
What's Brim doing?
Brim currently is he's probably just sitting there like meditating, eyes closed. You can see as soon as you approach, like an eye pops open.
Thank goodness for that 25.
Yeah, right?
Right? I was so scared. I was like, please don't roll Ghost Seeker, please, because you can beat it. He's sitting there sort of calmly, and you can see like the ice is kind of melted around him just a little bit wherever he's sitting. Pops an eye open, looks at you.
Brim. Do you prefer Brother Brim, or can I call you Brim?
Brim's fine.
So, I didn't really... Well, I still don't really trust you. But you found Seeker yesterday when I couldn't. And I just wanted to say thank you. Also, for reasons I can't understand, he really seems to like your company. So don't mess that up. And then I walk away again.
He says nothing. just watches you go, and then just.
Wait, can I glance back? Does he smile with that nugget of information I've left him?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
great.
smiling, like as his like smiling as he goes back to his meditation. Your break comes to an end. You carry on. The elevation again kind of continues to climb, and it gets a little bit more and more difficult. It gets to that part of the end of the day where it's like you think Griff is gonna call to a stop, and he just he says, "We're gonna keep pushing a little bit further." And after about 10 or so hours of travel, pushing like right to the brink of your guys' ability, eventually you kind of come around a bend, crest a rise, and you see sort of down ahead of you as the edge of a sort of like a steep incline sort of goes down and away. And you see sort of nestled in a valley high up in the mountains. You see like mountains coming up on either direction from it. You see twinkling lights spread out throughout this valley.
Oh.
As you arrive on the rise, looking down at the Oaken Gate Monastery.
Oh,
And if you would look,
pretty.
you see
What?
sort of laid out below.
Whoa, dude.
And you see sort of these lights. Obviously, this is daytime, but nevertheless, you see a large edifice at the back of the valley, sort of nestled up against the mountains. You see the starlight sort of just faintly glistening off of a river or a small stream that runs through the center. And it's maybe another hour or so of travel downhill now until you arrive. And that is where we'll go ahead and pick up next time. As we come into Oaken Gate Monastery.
Yay!
Finally.
We did
I know, right? I know. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed playing watching it rather as much as we enjoyed playing it. Hopefully. I mean, I know almost
Hey, it's fun
It was scary there for a minute, folks.
and
but
terrifying.
thank you all so much. We will see you guys next time. Goodbye, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Awesome. Good job, gang.
Clean.
Hey nerds, Rebecca here. If you're enjoying Venture Forth, please like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform you're using, and make sure to tell your friends. If you're interested in going the extra mile, please check out our Patreon link in our description to support the show and get access to exclusive bonus content. Bye, nerds.